who is with us now. Hey, Ian Keith, what's up?
Hey, Wag. Looking forward to a fantastic and probably very confusing run of Killer7 by our one and only leifotter.
Hello, thanks.
In that case, I will get out of your way. I will let you to it. Thank you, everybody. My name's Wag, and I appreciate very much y'all letting me stay here and talk to you for a few minutes. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much, Wag.
All right, thanks.
I am your host, Ian Keith. Ready to rock and roll, I believe, is one leifotter.
Yeah, are we up and running? Is my feed showing?
I see you.
Beautiful.
Quite clear. I believe we have a bit of an intro to help out.
Yes, so this game is like super duper infamous for being completely incomprehensible. So I'm going to take just a quick moment here, give a quick rundown of some of what we'll see in the UI and what's going to be happening with movement so that people that are coming in totally blind have some idea of what's going on, because once we jump in, things are going to be going fairly fast, especially for this first chapter. I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to discuss basic mechanics. So this is Killer7. We've got... you can kind of think of it as a survival horror game. It's on rails. It's a shooter. We've got a bunch of different characters in our roster that we can be. We have assorted items and stuff. I'll cover those characters and items as they become important. This is kind of what the world will look like as we're going. We've got bad dudes that we will be able to shoot. If we let them get too close to us, they will blow up. We don't want that to happen because otherwise we die. Any Coyote fans in the audience may notice that that is not the colorful language that our boy here usually uses. I've tried my best to keep this a PG-13 version of the game, so I've modded some audio files to that effect. But yes, we can run forward, we can run back. I'm pressing directions, and you'll see that I'm selecting junctions as we approach them. This is going to be how we do all of our movement and interacting with objects in the game. We're going to approach forks in the road and go through them, and we'll be able to run back and forth like so. Enemies will continue to pop up. We'll be having to dodge them as we go. The only other key UI component that you'll want to pay attention to, you'll see it in the upper right-hand corner right now. It's that eye. That eye is our health indicator. The more it's shut, the more likely that we are going to die. If it's got a red pupil, that means I have blood down here, which I can use to heal up, make the eye more open. Blood is also used for other abilities throughout the game. As we route, we'll be having to kill certain enemies to make sure we have enough blood to do the stuff that we need to do throughout the run. So that's like the super basic crash course so that we kind of can see what's going on and I don't have to talk about movement right out the gates. Let me get into position and we'll be ready to start a countdown whenever you are.
I have nothing further to add to that explanation, so if we are ready to rock, I'd say we're ready to roll.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to give a countdown. I'm going to start from 3, and then I'm going to press X on 0. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, so the first chapter of the game is Angel. This is one of the most intense chapters in the game, believe it or not. It's a fairly common reset point. There's a lot of tricky enemy dodging that we have to do here. Most of the mechanics that we're going to see developed throughout the rest of the run are going to happen in this chapter. It's just hard to talk about all of them as we go. So hopefully that little intro bit helps out. So if you want plot and context for this game, good luck. I've played through it casually multiple times. I've read numerous wikis and plot synopses. I still can't say I know exactly what's going on myself. So this is Garcian Smith. We're not going to be seeing him a whole lot. He's kind of the organizer, the dude that takes jobs for the Smiths, and the Smiths are an assassin syndicate. They're going to be running through this building here to take care of Heaven Smile, which are these dudes that blow up in our face. So we see this dude here, and we're not even going to fight him. We're just going to run, bait him into jumping at us, and dodge. That is a very common way of eliminating smiles that you'll see in a speed run. We don't get much in terms of like blood rewards or anything that we can use in the run doing that, but we save time doing so. This is a Camellia Smile. We'll be seeing them throughout the run. I shot that little glowy bit. That's a weak point. Enemies die in one hit if you can successfully hit them there. This is a Duplicator Smile. We're just going to shoot that weak point a bunch of times. Oh, we got hit. That's okay. No big deal. We have to wait for the Duplicator to blow up anyways. Skip a quick cutscene there. And now we are getting a soul shell. These are bullets that we need to go through a gate in every level. We will be collecting them throughout every chapter of the game. So after we get that, we swap over to Khan. He's our speedy boy. We're going to be seeing a lot of him throughout the run. He uses dual pistols. He's short, and his special move is to go fast. Like, really fast. Fast enough to run past things. There was a smile at the end of that hallway. It didn't blow up on us because of what's called an instant enter. If you hit a junction, you can go through it or interact with it prior to when you've actually like physically reached the location. Oh, this is actually kind of an intense room. I'm gonna have to be quiet for a moment, and I'll get back to instant enters later. Got it. All right, cool. We got the double dodge on all of those. That room will absolutely kill you. It killed me like earlier today when I was practicing, so a little bit careful there. So instant enters. So we have another dude that's gonna blow up on us. We're gonna enter a loading zone. Because we entered that loading zone, that dude is gonna like kind of despawn, and we don't have to worry about it. Same principle applies as we enter other areas. We're gonna shoot that dude, try and get him staggered, dodge both of them at once. And we're hitting the first of a number of unskippable cutscenes. I have to point something out cool. Hey, who's that handsome fellow on that shirt? What a good boy. We got PB in. Big shout out to the Killer7 modding community. They've put together tons of resources that have helped to make this possible, as well as to make sure that Khan and Coyote Smith are not totally potty-mouthed. Sorry to be talking during this version, but any other time that we see Kess during the run, it is an unskippable cutscene, and that's a great time to get a quick donation.
Dangerous.
So with that said, we're going to be running through this area. We're going fast again. We have another kind of tricky room coming up right here. We're going to run past this junction here. This dude's going to jump at us. We're going to dodge him, go into mock immediately, dodge right back around, and run past like 3 more smiles that are in that area. And we're good. We got a lot of blank running and just collecting some items here right now, so if we have any donations, feel free to shoot.
Well, no donations to read yet, but I'd just like to go ahead and explain a little bit of what we're doing today. You are watching the Fastest First Summer Showcase. It's benefiting Global Giving's COVID-19 Relief Fund. We're raising money to do many things in the fight against COVID. Global Giving helps send doctors, nurses, and other frontline responders to communities in need, get masks and ventilators and other life-saving medical supplies to hospitals and clinics, deliver essential items to struggling families and older individuals in quarantine cities and refugee camps, feed children that have to rely on school meals as their only source of nutrition, and much more. If y'all want to help out and make a donation, click on that donate button below the stream window, or go ahead and type !donate in the chat. It would make a huge difference.
Very cool. So, oh, nice. We got that instanter. That one's been giving me some trouble in practice. So while you were reading that donation off, we got the fire ring. We're going to be getting a few rings throughout the run. They open up puzzles for us. The fire ring opens up this candle puzzle. The thing that that is not what we want to interact with. We want to interact with this thing. This is another flavor of key. We'll find odd engravings throughout the run. And they are used generally to open, like, locked bins or control panels and things like that. So yeah, we got the fire ring, we shot a dude to get a little bit more blood, we solved the puzzle really quick. Fortunately, we don't run into Kess again as we're going through here, but we are going to be backtracking to another area where we can put this new fire ring. So we'll keep going. We're not going to be doing any crazy mock stuff this time, as we spawn in this time. That smile that was there previously is no longer there. Here's a fun room. We have a bathroom. This is where instant enters can kind of really like show off how good they are. Like, I wasn't even halfway into the room and I was able to interact with that fire sprinkler. I'm still able to interact with this toilet. There's a smile right at the end of the room that is ready to blow up on me and make me really sad. Fortunately, we flushed that toilet. Thank you, Toilet Flush, one of my favorite menu prompts in the game. We're going to just turn around and politely exit before this dude even has a chance to jump on us. Like, we didn't even have to walk back to the door. That's how powerful instant enters are, and they are a cornerstone to shaving seconds off of a run that lasts over 2 hours. So every little time save you can get will add up. Like, I'm third on the leaderboards, and Simna, who is in first place, has me beat by like almost 15 minutes. It's wild how much this stuff adds up over the course of a run. So anyhow, we got an odd engraving that dropped after flushing the toilet. We're going to go and put those 2 odd engravings that we grabbed to use here. Bookshelf arrangement complete. Nice. Got that dodge. This is a scary one. Nice, we got it. Really worried there. So Khan, despite all the advantages that he has in a speedrun, is a little bit of a stressful character to play as. He is tied with Kaede Smith for the lowest health of any of the personalities of the game. He will die on any 2 normal smile explosion hits. So you only get 1 freebie, and in situations like that where I'm dodging 2 smiles at once, if I whiff, Khan dies, and that is a massive time loss. Whoop, that's not good. Alright, good, we got it. Okay, so quick content warning for those that are squeamish. We are going to be seeing a little bit of blood here. It's catch up, don't worry. Kaede's just cleaning this wall up so we can get access to another soul shell. Barrier destroyed. We'll grab the soul shell again with an instant enter. We don't have to walk all the way up to that podium. And we're going to spend as little time as Kaede as possible because she is not super duper fast, unfortunately. Alright, we have some smiles to dodge in this hallway. There's 1. There's 2. We ate that one, but that's okay. We have extra blood, so it won't be too big of a deal. So I mentioned in submitting the run for this game that we switch between keyboard and mouse. This is one area where we do so. It's faster to scroll through that dial with a mouse scroll wheel than it is to interact with it normally.
Dangerous.
Don't worry, that's not the only application that we get out of mouse and keyboard. There's going to be some sensitive aiming coming up. As a matter of fact, with the first boss that we'll see in this chapter. Well, that's okay. We'll just tank the hit. And we have the resources to do so, so it's not a huge deal. So this is Gateman. We're going to see him in every chapter. This is a great time for donations because we have a lot of running and an unskippable Kess cutscene every time we see Gateman. The only thing that I'll comment on before I hand it off for donations is you saw me roll upstairs there, way faster than climbing them. Positioning yourself to roll upstairs optimally is another thing that just saves time over the long run when you're playing this game. And here's an unskippable cutscene. Go ahead with the donation if we got any.
Well, fantastic. We're about to backwards roll up some donations here. I've got $10 from Beaver-esque, who says, I have no idea what's going on, but it looked nifty. And
that's about how it goes.
That is absolutely a sentiment. We also have 5723 from Crash McCloud, who says, let's even that out to 1500, shall we? He got usurped a little bit, and we're at 1510, but we have broken that 1500 barrier.
Nice. All right, that kind of ends our donation spot. We'll have more soon. You might have noticed dolphin squeaking there. Colin likes to use sentence enhancers, and yeah, we're going to censor those. Sorry, buddy. If you play this game casually, he's going to have some more colorful words to share. Yeah, we're walking up to the hallway of the first boss now. This is another kind of tricky moment. It's very difficult to get a quick kill on this boss. It's not going to pose a threat to the run as far as like us dying or anything, but it is a little awkward. You'll notice I didn't roll upstairs that time. Garcian has, I believe, the worst, if not second worst, backwards roll in the game. It's faster for him to just climb upstairs normally. All right. So there's some cutscenes to skip. And now here we are in phase 1 of the first boss fight. She doesn't do anything. We just have to shoot her wings off with this gigantic sniper rifle strapped to this old man's wheelchair. He's another member of the Smith Syndicate. He doesn't show up very often except for storyline battles and this one, I guess. All right, now we're going to switch to mouse and keyboard.
You think you killed me?
Because this boss is going to be a fake-out boss. We'll get auto-swap to Dan, and we have to shoot those 4 faces on her back. There's a little trick to actually getting it, and we're going to hope to get it quickly. So she starts putting her arm up. I run immediately, count to 3, aim, and shoot. Starts lifting her arm up, do the same thing. 3, aim. I whiffed. Okay, we're going to miss a cycle on that. Bummer. I'm also probably going to have to reload. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine. Not a huge deal. It's about like, oh my gosh. Hello? I know I can do this. There we go. We're back in it. If it continues to go wrong, there's a way that we can make it a little bit more safe to get. Yeah, we'll let her actually get the fire off. So she stands still for a little while longer if you give her time to shoot the fire, but it takes her longer to reset. And it's more time waiting. We generally don't want that. We want to try to end the fight by that door over there, because that is the exit to the next area. So we'll run, we'll shoot. You get slightly less waver. It's a stat because this game was originally released on PS2 and GameCube. It was actually first released on GameCube. The PS2 port is bad. But waver is a stat. It causes your character's guns to wiggle around. If you use mouse and keyboard, it's a little bit easier to compensate for it. Not the cleanest fight, but not bad. So now we got some more cutscene stuff here. Not quite cutscene, more like interactive moments. We pull out our gun immediately and start shooting. And this will get us on rhythm to make sure that we can hit Kun Lan, who's the big bad of this game, right when he respawns over here. Got him. We have to shoot Kun Lan one more time after skipping a cutscene. Right in the hand. And that's going to end Chapter 0 Angel. We have a lot of walking around and cutscenes to skip in between each chapter, so if we have donations, now's a great time.
Well, we managed to walk into another donation. Wag comes in and donates $8.51 and announces quite loudly in all capitals with multiple exclamation marks, Team Chaos, hashtag for the Penguins. Thanks, Wag. I mean, the donation is appreciated. The number... right.
Well, the developer of this game would be happy with that 51 cents. So this is a game by Suda51. This is probably like the magnum opus or the piece that really got him on the map in the United States, but other people might be familiar with No More Heroes, Lollipop Chainsaw, Flower, Sun, and Rain if you're like super old school. There's a lot of like games in that pedigree that are just as weird and surreal. But yeah, we're still, if there's more donations, keep going. We've got a lot more to skip between now and when the next chapter actually starts.
Nothing else on the donation list just yet. I'd like to remind folks that we do have a couple of bid wars still going, though. By the end of this run, you guys get to decide whether we save or kill all of Japan. And right now, saving Japan is ahead of killing Japan by about $65. So if you're really feeling like you want to, you know, get a whole country off the map for some strange reason, then go ahead and bid for that, or try and save Japan. We also have Ring Fit Adventures Language Bid War, where Japanese has a hefty $50 lead on English right now. So, make your choices, folks.
Alright, so we're starting up the next chapter here. This is Sunset Part 1. The Killer7 has been tasked with eliminating the Governor Toru Fukushima, who owns this, like, nice sushi restaurant. I know it doesn't look like a restaurant, don't worry about it. So we'll go in here, we're going to get instantly swapped to Mask to Smith. We will be seeing a lot of Mask in the run, but not this early on. Right now, his most useful property is that he is made of meat and can take a lot of damage really easily. He's also made of meat and can smash boulders. We get a cutscene that shows just how made of meat Mask is, but unfortunately we have to skip it and swap to Coyote. Now, this hallway that's coming up is a little bit infamous. This can be a bit of a run killer. We won't have to worry about that here because we can reset it, but... Alright, let's start by popping that dude. There's some good awoos. We're going to run forward a bit. Do a single level charge shot, and then lock on and do it again. So Coyote, you'll notice he holds his gun kind of non-conventionally. He has some of the worst, like, kickback and standard aiming in the game. But he has a pretty powerful shot, and we actually need him for his movement ability. One of his special abilities, aside from lockpicking, which we saw earlier, is being able to jump up great heights. That costs blood, but because we killed everything, including the Camellia, we got it. I'm going to switch to Khan here. Now, normally we wouldn't be able to switch to Khan here, but of the smiles I killed in that hallway room, the little tiny one near the end that had a high-pitched giggle, that's a micro smile, and it was a yellow micro smile. They show up at levels occasionally. If you manage to shoot one, it will heal your entire party, and it will also awaken any personalities that start the chapter out dormant. Normally you have to, like, get a certain number of kills in order to awaken all of your personalities. So like in this chapter, we had to kill like say 8 Heaven Smiles before we could go to a save point and wake Khan up and then use him. But by shooting the Micro Smile, we get access to him pretty much immediately, and that is great because he is still the speediest boy. So we're going back through here now that we got the water ring. And these enemies are spawning in. They're scary, but we can instantly enter right past them. No big deal. Now we got a courtyard here. We have some smiles that are going to be running into us that we'll try to dodge while we go through it. Whoops. Okay, good. We got the dodge. Nice. That camera angle. I usually have a visual cue for that, but it's a little tricky when I miss the first roll. And nice. We dodged all of it. Very good. So we'll enter here. We're going to get introduced to bomb head smiles. If you shoot them when their little clamshell thing is closed, they blow up. It does a lot of damage to yourself and enemies. Oh, bummer. We didn't quite kill him for blood, but that's okay. We'll still have enough blood to do everything that we need to throughout this chapter. No big deal. Alright, quick little transition room here in this alley. There is a camellia that we can shoot for backup, but we're fine for blood right now. We're getting introduced to another new smile type. These are spiral smiles. I don't know why they're called spiral smiles. We're gonna just do a quick little roll up this first set of stairs. The camera's gonna wig out, we'll fix it. And then we'll try to shoot that dude quickly. It's okay, they move so slow. And we got one more in here that I'll shoot just for safety blood. Normally we'll just like dodge roll this dude. Whoops, I accidentally hit the speed up button when I did not mean to. I was trying to press start. And that happens to be fairly close to triangle. Oopsies. That's okay. We'll just run through the last few seconds of this room really quickly. And by that I mean the buff is probably going to wear off by the time all of these cutscenes to show our puzzle solving are complete. So, I've lost runs here before. As it turns out, it's a two-step interaction. You have to interact with it once to get to turn around, and a second time to actually grab the odd engraving. Yeah, the buff wore off. I can't say I'm too surprised by that. That's okay. We still have extra blood from killing that additional smile there. We'll just keep running along. Bunch of bomb heads spawn in this room. It's kind of scary. It's especially in casual play, but in a speed run, we just kind of run past everything. Very much a survival horror game as far as like the main idea being to run past things whenever possible. And if there's a quick donation, we'll have some time here where there's a cutscene that we had to go through and some rooms we had to navigate before the next big area that I had to explain crops up.
I don't have any donations at the moment. How much time do we have?
Like maybe another 20 to 30 seconds.
Sounds good. I can tell you all that Team Fastest Furs are a group of furry speedrunners dedicating to building a strong community and using our powers for good. Our community is welcoming and open to all, and we currently host 2 charity speedrun marathons a year. For more info, and if you want to join us on our Discord by using the command !Discord in chat.
And perfect timing. So here we are on the outside of Sunset 1. This area features kind of a big feng shui puzzle. There's a bunch of rooms with folding paper doors in them, and we had to close the right doors in the right rooms. So we start this area out by going over here into the west room. We quickly kill a micro for some backup blood, and I have instant enters mapped out quickly for the D-pad to just always, the very first frame that I approach it, be able to open or close rather the correct door. And for that one, the correct door is the tiger door. Shout out to Tiger Furries that are watching right now. We got another one here. This one's a little bit trickier because we have enemies to dodge here. But we're going to hold left, and that's going to get us the Phoenix. There are smiles that just spawned. We're just going to mash circle to roll away from them before they can actually touch us. Here we're going to do a little bit of a damage boost. It's kind of cool. If we mash, we get out of the knockback from taking damage a little bit faster, so we'll do that right there after taking that, and that gives us a slightly faster uptake on this. Alright, so here, we get the dragon door. Kind of the same deal again. There's smiles right at the end of this room. We're just going to dodge them. And we're going to do that damage boost trick again right over here, but we're going to run down a little bit further before we start it. And we're planning to tank a hit in this next room, and this is going to be the last room for this puzzle. So here we're actually going to aim. We want to kill one of these dudes. activate our speed boost, get knocked out of it. Use this one. There's a NPC that we don't talk to a whole lot. His name's Travis. He's a fan favorite. Unfortunately, we don't have to talk to him except for like 1 or 2 times when we're getting items and stuff. But because Travis is like right there, it's very, very difficult to get the like frame perfect timing. But there aren't any enemies when you do that room, so it's not a super huge deal. You can run past Travis easily enough. But for solving the puzzle, we get our last soul shell of this area. Pop a quick heal for Khan, but we'll save the rest of our blood in case we need it. And we're going to be going through another Gate Man section, so if there's any donations, now's a great time.
Oh, well, look at this. We have got $66 from Bear saying, I have had fun watching Leif start running this game and have enjoyed casually watching the streams. Let's see if Japan will survive at the end of this. And taking a quick look at it, oh my goodness. Kill Japan is ahead of Save Japan by the total of 49 cents.
Bear, man after my own heart. Bear's a good buddy from college, so thank you so much, Bear. I'm so glad that you're watching. Thank you for donating to the cause that the speedrunners will support. Whether I want Japan to live or die is going to be entirely contingent on whether this is a good run or not. Good runs typically end by killing Japan. So it's going good right now, so I'm on the kill Japan train. But if things start to go wrong, then you might see me nudging more on the save people. All right. Anyhow, we got through another test cutscene. Here we are. This is Phantom Smile. I bet you can't guess what part we're supposed to shoot here. That's right. It's the big messed up part that's just composed of a bunch of polygons. No big deal. And it's pretty easy running through the rest of this chapter. Fortunately, we're nearing our boss fight. We're going to have another test cutscene here, as well as a quick hallway sequence, so if there are any more donations, again, great time.
Well, still waiting to see that battle between killing and saving Japan, but in the meantime, did you happen to miss out on that cool run from earlier, or the segment with your favorite host? Frankly, I want to go back and rewatch Rags to Riches again, because that was comedy incarnate. But if you just want to catch the whole marathon again once it's over, every video from this event is going to be posted to our YouTube page shortly after it concludes. Use the command !YouTube in chat for a link, and be sure to hit that subscribe button while you're there.
Oh my gosh, that was Brosencha's run, right? All that I saw on Twitter regarding that run was that like Brosencha had to apologize for the travesty that is Rags to Riches. So that's definitely a VOD I want to check out.
Travesty is one word for it. It was also incredibly entertaining.
Oh goodness. All right, so yeah, we're in a wheelchair. It's slow. Fortunately, we got to plug the VODs because now we're done being slow. We're going to swap from Mask to Kevin. The swap to Mask here is a bait by the game developers. We have a boss fight coming up here that we just need to shoot the ever-loving hell out of. She's not going to damage our health, really. It's the same woman that we saw earlier escorting us into the room. So we have 60 seconds here. It's a little loud, but we have 60 seconds to shoot her as many times as we can. How fast she shoots is somewhat dependent on which character you bring into the fight. So there's theoretically a world in Taz where you could bring Master Smith in here and win, but we're not in that world right now. I've already stopped counting and I'm way over what I need to shoot her with, so we're just gonna kind of goof off for a little bit for these last 30 seconds here of the Julia Kasugi. She's gonna keep shooting us.
Look at this. But you're looking at the scenery, you're not shooting. She's gonna catch up.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure we'll be fine. Nothing unexpected could happen. We'll spend some power shots in the ceiling. Maybe we'll drop the ceiling in on her in case things go really wrong.
Oh, that's a good plan.
Oh no, where'd she go? Oh right, she's over here. Hold on. Bop. Okay, that should do it. So there's the head of Toru Fukushima. He's just kind of chilling there. No big deal. And we're gonna get a tally now. Hopefully I hit her more times than she hit me. I think I got it. So that counter will run up. So ideally you want to get as few shots as possible. If it's like single digits like that, it's no big deal. In a casual playthrough, people will typically switch to Khan for that, and Khan shoots really, really fast. I had like over 3 digits in the minute that the game allotted me, and it took a little while for that to run up. So that is actually slightly important in the speed run. But with that said, we're moving on to Sunset Part 2. Because this is a Part 2 of a chapter, we don't have as much time in between, but this is the notorious Kaku building coming up. This is a very difficult section of the run. This is possibly the run killingest split out there. So with that in mind, we are going to make a safety save. Dying in this game is extremely costly. It's usually faster to just reload a backup save whenever it does happen if it's not a deliberate death. So we're going to do that in just a moment. Whoop, I need to turn around. There we go. We'll get auto-swapped over to Kevin, and we're going to run immediately to the save room to make sure that nothing untoward happens. There will be some smiles that spawn in, no big deal. We'll just run past them. This is the area that we might have seen at the start of our little adventure here. I'm just going to use slot 1 so that we can do this quickly. We'll turn around, and fortunately, that is a great practice save if you're starting to learn the game, because you can immediately run out and start the chapter. So there's a code. It was painted on top of Garcian's car as we walked up to the area, but we can also just memorize it. You don't have to look at the car or interact with it or anything like that. And now we are in the first floor hallway. This hallway is a pain. This area is a pain. So we're going to run in here. There's going to be a smile. Nice, we got the instant crit. We'll swap to Coyote because we have a control panel that we need to pick the lock on, which is right over here. He's going to pop that open really quick like. And that is going to deactivate a device right around the corner in the same room that is tied to a dice game. It's basically rigging the dice. So we're going to shut that off so that we can actually win the dice game, which we'll need to do before we leave the area. There's the weak point. I love hearing that little awoo instead of naughty words. We're going to reload because there's one more smile coming up over here. Okay, so we got crit kills on all of them. That's actually not ideal. There's one more smile here that we're going to hope to blow a limb off of before we actually kill. Okay, we got it. Okay, cool. We have enough blood now. And then we have a very important micro in here. Oh my gosh, it didn't run out of me. Whoop. Okay, we got it. Woo! All right. First floor, no major issues. Now we have the first major RNG spot of the run. Okay, only 3. That's not bad. I've had it go over 20 before. I thought I forgot to activate the mechanism. And no, I didn't forget to activate the mechanism. Kaku Building just decided to really hate me that day. So the hard parts aren't over, but this is a good area to demonstrate just how important the whole like running upstairs is, because this is like a 4-story building. And we actually do have to climb up a lot of it.
Can I squeeze in a donation while we're backwards rolling?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be entering the next room, sure, but go for the donation.
Very quick little one. Beaveresque donates $16.18 for some mysterious reason and says 1600. There's a dot and then nice. For those of you watching the stream, nice total.
Okay, so a lot of stuff happened right there. We scanned and killed the Camellia to get blood. We paused the game to let the Camellia die to make sure that we actually got the blood in our inventory, and then we jumped immediately as that smile jumped at him. That's going to cause a few different things to happen. The smile's going to blow up downstairs and not damage us. Then we're going to run out and we're going to set up Coyote for a death warp. So we can take 2 hits with Coyote here. Perfect. Now we're going to immediately swap to Kevin. This death warp is going to warp us past a cutscene that would otherwise be unskippable in this chapter. It's somewhat new tech because the load times on console versions of this game were so bad that the death warp was not actually worth doing. But now that we're on PC and we can run this off of solid-state drives, there's a lot of new strats and ideas that are still being innovated on to this day. It's pretty wild. So we have another puzzle here. It's totally not fixed. I totally don't know if we're gonna win. I mean, anything could happen. It's a horse race. You know, be careful if you go out to the tracks if you feel like gambling at all. Oh dang, are we gonna get there? I'm not sure. Hey, we got there.
We are having some video issues.
Uh-oh. Oh, I see, we had some dropped frames. Are they still happening? Hopefully they're not happening anymore at this point.
Give it a... Video is chunky. Still happening. Yep. Yeah, no... Oh, wait. There we go.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, there might be, like, a 10 to 15 second delay from when I was dropping and now, so, okay, cool. So, of course it would start to drop frames on, like, the static JPEG image of the horse race. As you do. We're gonna go back downstairs here. We're gonna instant enter this puzzle here. And then because we didn't scan this poison spile up ahead, it's actually not gonna walk into us right away. We can just take a quick, tiny little baby step forward, grab the soul shell. Now when you grab things, it breaks your invisibility, but we can reactivate the invisibility immediately and just run safely back out of the room. And Kevin has the most busted, backflipping upstairs animation. He also has the fastest base run speed, but Con is faster when he mocks, so that's why we tend to use Con a little bit more often. If we don't have access to Con in any given chapter, we'll typically be using Kevin instead. So here's another quick puzzle. This is RNG. The solution is always the same, but which cards the solution is on differ from run to run. That would have actually been pretty decent RNG. It was the first choice for 2 of them.
Mr. Shasta, thank you very much for the raid, by the way. Welcome in, everybody.
Ooh, raid from Shasta. Very cool. Thank you so much. So, all right, we got a Gate Man section to run through, and there's going to be a cutscene with it, so if there are any donations, now's a great time.
No donations yet. I'd just like to welcome everybody in to remind them you are watching Fastest for a Summer Showcase, benefiting Global Giving COVID-19 Relief Fund. Your donation to this fund will help stop the virus's spread and give communities on the front lines of the crisis the resources they need to act quickly and protect the most vulnerable. To make a donation, click on the donate button below the stream window or type !donate in the chat.
Very cool. So, Cass is introducing us to Backside Smile. Backside Smile is normally a really obnoxious smile to deal with. You have to, like, shoot it in the arms or shoulder a couple of times to get to turn around and then hit a weak point on its back. So if you have a character that doesn't have a lot of ammo or there's multiple of them around, it's a pain. Fortunately, in a speedrun, we have a way around this, and we'll get to demo that very shortly, and we might be seeing it a little bit more later on in the run as well. So we're going to run forward because Kevin runs fast. Not too close. So hop over to Mask. Mask has a charge shot that costs 2 blood, and it instantly kills Backside Smiles and refunds the exact amount of blood that you spent to kill them. So it's very good. We're going to stay as Mask here because we're going to need him to blow open a wall in just a moment. So he's going to do some quick jumping downstairs, and here's where we set up the Death Warp. We're going to enter Carmen's room, and we're setting a checkpoint here. So when we die, we're going to respawn right here. This is very important for how this Death Warp works. So we just visit the TV. That flags our checkpoint. We go down this elevator, and we're going to have a mini-boss fight with Jean de Paul. He's another assassin. He shows up in a couple of cutscenes prior to this chapter. He talks smack about wrestling, and so for that reason alone, we have to destroy him. So we're going to swap over to Coyote really quick. Don't worry, I know he's low on health. Intense fight with Jean de Paul, and it's over. Cool guys don't look at their opponents as they die, and we just run right past him. You just shoot the rubble and he dies immediately. We skip a very cool cutscene, and unfortunately these guys spill their jam all over their Mahjong game. And get another ring, which we will be using throughout the rest of the run. So now is the point where we are going to be altering how this elevator behaves. We take our engraving we got earlier, plop it into here, and we're going to change the destinations for the elevator from the basement to the top, the roof of the building, instead of the 4th floor. Now that we've done that, we're just going to go ahead and kill Coyote off. I'm sorry, Coyote. It had to happen. Don't worry. He'll be back for the later chapters, I promise.
Don't make me say it. Shit.
If Coyote said a naughty word there and I didn't catch that audio file, I'm so sorry, but here we go. Now we're playing as Coyote. We're right where we started before. We're going to go downstairs, and then we're going to immediately turn around and go right back upstairs. Normally, there's a Kess cutscene right at these elevator doors, but because we do this death warp, we don't have to run into the cutscene trigger. We can instead go right back into the elevator, and it's going to take us to the roof of the building now. And there we go. That's the Sunset Death Warp. We'll use the wind ring that we just got. And now we're going to our next boss fight that uses mouse and keyboard that hopefully will not go as disastrously as the previous boss fight. This is Konohashi and Akiba. They're two businessmen. They're kind of zombies. In order to fight them, they're a little bit of a puzzle. You mess up his tie, and then that gives you an opportunity to shoot the buddy in the head while he's adjusting it. You reload faster when you're not scoped in as Kaede, so we'll do that again. We'll just shoot these brains as they're flying towards us, make sure that we're not gonna die to that. Okay, he dies in 2 hits, so we'll reload while we wait for the next cycle. Gotta shoot some brains. Now we wait for him to turn his head. This is kind of RNG, as I understand it. We'll reload between cycles. He's gonna have to shoot some more out. We'll leave one around. Pop him in the head, that kills him, and we got the swag flower shot. And that's the end of Sunset. Boss complete with swag. We'll have some time between now and the next chapter for any donations or announcements.
All right, we've got a little bit of everything here. We have a donation from Stay Spongled for $77.77. How fitting for Killer7. Thank you so much for the donation, saying, I was going to do $7.77 for each dice roll, but you got good luck, so how about a lucky $77.77? Great run so far, friendo.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much to Stage Spongled. Stage Spongled's a mod in my chat and was indispensable in doing some of the texture and audio mods that we're getting to demo tonight. So Stage Spongled's been incredibly involved in my personal journey with Killer7, so that's super awesome. Keep going, there's still time for more.
Well, I will say that that's thrown a real wrench in the works with the Save or Kill Japan bid war as well, as now Kill Japan has taken a hefty $72.08 lead over Saving Japan. So if you want to save the entire country of Japan in one go, you better get on it, because we've only got hour and a half, a little longer left till that.
Oh my gosh, so it's kind of RNG what particular wailing of the old man you will get in Garcian's Trailer House, and that loud one is my favorite. The what? It never gets old for me. That's another solid one. Alright, so we can instant enter out of Garcian's Trailer House, as we may have seen earlier. And now we're going into Cloudman. Cloudman's a funky chapter. We've got this dude named Andre Almeida, who's operating out of Texas. Garcian comes to this conclusion because Almeida is wearing a t-shirt that says Texas Bronco, and no one but a dude from Texas would wear a t-shirt that says Texas Bronco on it. So we're going to find that Andre Almeida is running kind of a cult operation here. This is where the game starts to... Okay, never mind. The game started to get weird like 30 to 40 minutes ago whenever this run started, but it starts getting extra weird in this chapter. We're going to be infiltrating Almeida City. This is one of the easier chapters for the run. There's not quite as much hefty movement and dodging tech, but there is still stuff that we have to keep in mind as we go through the chapter. So we're going to get auto-swapped over to Coyote here. We start off this chapter by just kind of running. You saw that we got a quick freeze frame on an Almeida smile. They are passive-ish smiles. They just kind of run in one direction. They drop coins. Whoops, we don't want to talk to that dude. They drop coins that we'll need for a puzzle later, and we'll need to kill a certain number of them. We got that gold micro smile again. Like I said earlier, that's going to unlock all of our personas and full heal everyone, so that's going to give us con, which we will definitely need for this chapter. There's giant smiles. Good luck killing them in a casual run, so we're going to stop for just a moment here and farm a couple of Almeida coins from those Almeida smiles. The weak point is the giant yellow t-shirt. And since we got those, now we're going to the housing estate. So that Camellia is running off to a very particular house, and it's actually a house that we want to go in. This is a... Actually, we're going to stop for just a moment and get a safety coin here. Oh, what a cute coyote pup-howl. So this strat is another one that's like kind of PC exclusive. The load times for going in here are too much, but this is one of the best places to farm Olmeda coins in the entire chapter. All right, there we go. That should give us plenty. There's going to be another room where we have a bunch to kill. That is also like the room that convinced me that like, oh, if I'm going to do this game in a marathon, I'm going to have to like swap out his voice line, because he drops about like 8 colorful F-bombs in a row as you shoot every single one of those smiles. It's kind of incredible.
Sentence enhancers, please.
Sentence enhancers, yes, sentence enhancers.
It's like a supplement or seasoning.
Okay, we need to swap to the water ring here. Almost forgot to do that. Not a huge deal. Get an odd engraving for a later moment. And we'll turn right back around. We're going to be approaching another Kaede bit, so as much as I will insist that it is just jam that she is spilling forth from her arms, if that kind of imagery is something you're sensitive to, you'll want to look away. I will notify you when we are past the Kaede bit. But we still have a little bit of running down here first. I'm gonna kill this dude for safety. I have had like miserable RNG on the Olmeda coins once. Normally all of these extra Olmeda smiles that I've been killing, normally I don't take any of them to save time. But because we're in a marathon, I do not want us to run into a situation where we have to backtrack and farm additional Olmeda coins. That would just be awful. So we're gonna avoid that if at all possible. Here is the room where we're gonna be using Kaede. She walks slowly, so we're going to just run up first. This Camellia is going to blow up. Now we'll swap to Kaede. And there is a Olmeda figurine hiding behind this little wall. Someone really, really, really thought that wall was toast and demanded that it be covered in jam. And they lost their prized Olmeda astronaut figurine underneath it. Fortunately, we're here to reclaim it. So there are a bunch of bobblehead figurines. That's what we're collecting all these Olmeda coins for. We want to get a complete collection of Olmeda bobbleheads, because we need them to unlock a door later on. I'm all about it. It's totally not a cult. He just has his own line of Funko Pops, and we need to get every single one of them.
I just think they're neat.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't swap back to Khan yet, even though we've had access to him this whole chapter, but we'll be swapping to him very soon, and we pretty much don't swap off him for the entire rest of the chapter. We're just going to unlock this door. Quickly swap to Khan. And quickly hyperdash, because we need to do so if we want to get past this giant smile that's running at us. Hit that junction, dodge that cultist. We're going to switch to mouse and keyboard here for another dial puzzle. The password to this one is on a shirt that Travis wears. Normally you'd learn the password by finding him and interacting with him, and he tells you like, hey, this is a password. But if you just know it, it doesn't matter. Alright, so here we are on the central road. There are some more giant smiles here. We're gonna run right past this one, no big deal. We're gonna take this junction, go a couple steps in, hyperdash, and run past 3 giant smiles that would otherwise blow up on. A little bit scary, but we got there, no big deal. I have died there before, but it's fortunately a relatively generous window. Alright, so now I have to count to 10, where we want to get 10 unique figurines from here. So that's 2, 3, 4, so far so good. Okay, there's a duplicate. That's 5. Uh-oh, okay, good thing we got the extras. That makes 6. 7. 8. 9, and one more. 10. Beautiful, we got them all. It is catastrophic if you somehow do not have enough coins when you get to that part. And it has happened to me once. So I've kind of made a point of like getting an extra coin or two every time I do this particular chapter, just because it's happened to me once. But the best times aim for, like, you don't even need truly perfect RNG. Like, just the coins that you get between then and between the start of the chapter and when you actually need to use them. You get more than 10, but it's still rough. Alright, so we have some quick running to do here. Barely dodge some smiles that are waiting outside the post office. We turn in our cool bobblehead collection, and here we are.
Dangerous.
On this next major path. We got a lot of running here to do. We have smiles that look like they're going to jump on top of us, but because they haven't fully spawned in yet, they don't blow up on us, so we don't care. We're going to have Con tank one hit from a giant smile. Amusingly enough, giant smiles do the same amount of damage as normal smiles do. So it's not actually that big of a deal. And then kind of same deal, these dudes look scary, but if you just keep running, they will not hit you.
Dangerous.
So we'll cheekily go up there. All those posters that the camera is cutting to are hints to this puzzle here. This is kind of like a presidential loyalty exam that we need to answer to show that we are pledging our loyalty to Almeida. But I mean, I just have a little numeric sequence that I use. It's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, and then like here's the butthead one. Like this question is number what? It's the sixth question. But like just when you think you've like memorized every last detail about those stupid posters, they throw in one more curveball at you. But we passed it. We've proven our loyalty to Almeida. Now we get to go in. He's got a turnstile gate here. I'm gonna pop a single heal. We get a cutscene. We'll immediately hyper dash.
Dangerous.
We're gonna run past one backside smile here and tank a hit from another. There we go. All right. We get one more speedy zoom zoom moment. And yeah, that whole cult city, yeah, that's what happened to it. I don't know. It went 2D. It got flat. It became flattened by our presence. So now we are approaching the boss fight, and that is going to be, again, the big boy, Andre Almeida himself. He has contracted Heaven Smile, which is a sort of virus, and yeah, he's looking kind of scary right now. He's got a cool afro. I dig that a lot. He will kill you in one hit if he gets too close to you, and his weak point is not really apparent. I mean, it's kind of apparent. It's the big glowing afro. We have a quick kill for him. We're going to run into this room, and we wait for a bit. We're going to wait for the camera angle to change, and then from there I'm going to count out a certain number of reloads. I'll adjust the time accordingly, and then we should be able to turn around and kill him quickly, so... Okay, that should be enough. Turn around, go around this corner here. Okay, he's gonna keep walking. Whoop. Okay. I timed it a little bit wrong. Normally you want the afro to be visible right as you go around the corner, but that was still solid fight. That's effectively how the quick kill works. And the reason we do the quick kill like this is this pool of blood that we're seeing go back to the center of the arena. That pool will travel from wherever you kill Almeida all the way back to his spawn point. So not only does killing him quickly, you know, kill him quickly, but it also makes the post-death cutscene faster. So, anyways, that's Cloudman. We're gonna have a bunch of cutscenes and stuff to skip before the next chapter. So if there are any donations or announcements, now is a great time.
All right. Well, we are still looking to see if Saving Japan can pull back from that huge deficit, but that's just a good spot to remind you that when making your donation to Global Giving, don't forget to put your money towards one of our many incentives. You can select one while making your donation to apply your funds to the goal or viewer's choice poll you would most like to see in the marathon. And to see a full list, use the command !incentives in chat. Just keep in mind, that is still a pretty hefty gap if y'all want to save Japan. Over $70 left to make up. Oh, over 60. I'm sorry, I can't count.
I'm so glad that this has been such a bid war. Don't worry, the cutscene for saving or killing Japan is fortunately fairly quick. It's normally something that we skip, but we'll make sure to show off the few moments that we get for whoever donates to either cause. So those that know what they're donating for, vote with your heart and your dollars. Ideally with your dollars. That's what our cause needs.
Yeah, I tried taking my heart to Walmart, and, well, I'm not allowed to go to that Walmart anymore.
Dang. Alright. So, yeah, standard between chapter stuff. We got cutscenes, we gotta talk to Harmon. The premise of the game is that, like, Garcian is, like, discussing with the head of the Smith Syndicate, you know, like, hey, this is a job that we got. Am I good for it? And they have a deep philosophical moment or two, and then Garcian gets sent on his way with the rest of the Killer 7.
Simna points out that the moral of the story here is that 6 is afraid of 7 because 7 has a gun.
Oh my gosh. So that Simna there, I think I mentioned it earlier, Simna is the current world record holder for Killer 7. Simna is great, actively developing tech and strats. Probably is going to have some words with me about anything that I mess up over the course of this run, but that's okay. That's how we get better. And it's just been like an amazing resource. Like Simna just like crashed my stream when I was streaming this game casually, and then I started speedrunning and just like, wait a minute, I recognize that name. So it's been cool. Super stoked to see you here. Huge shout outs to the Student 51 Discord. Oh, that's not good. Alright, we normally want to crit kill that dude. It gives us a multiplier to get more blood later as we go down this room. It's not disastrous that we missed that because we're going to be swapping to Mask here anyways. Mask is the only one that can kill these two big boy protector smiles. You ever thought that it takes a million years for Mask to reload? Don't worry, we're going to be doing something about that in a short time. We get a ton of blood in this chapter. One mechanic that we haven't really discussed is that you can upgrade the Smiths. Normally we would speed boost on entry in this room, but I'm actually going to take a quick safety checkpoint here. Just in case things go horrendously wrong, this might be one of the few areas where it would be faster to have Garcian scrape Khan's body off the ground than run all the way back through skipping cutscenes and stuff if I happen to die. We got a pretty tricky and dangerous section coming up. In the Ishizaka Land string quartet right here, so I'm going to do my best to explain what I do as I go, but it's going to be kind of fast, so hopefully nothing will go wrong. So broken smiles are annoying. Fortunately, we don't have to really like directly contend with any of them. We're going to do our cool little like speed boost trick. Fortunately, this isn't super dangerous because we have the option of healing in between. Nice, that's really good that we got the dodge roll in time on that, and beautiful. Okay, that's stressful section number 1 complete. This is an area that Simna's going to yell at me on because I know there's a way that you can quickly and easily aim at the micro smile in this room. Okay. We don't need that micro smile. I don't think. No, we don't. Okay, we're good. I'm like, we don't need that micro smile, right? No, we don't. That one is just for a little bit of extra blood. We have other backup means of getting blood in this chapter. All the protector smiles can give quite a bit of blood, and they don't cost any blood to kill. And it's blood neutral, but we need 2 flavors of blood. We need the blood that we use to power our abilities, and we need the blood that we use for upgrades. When you start getting really, really optimized with this game, the blood route for this level actually becomes kind of important in terms of like what enemies you're going to kill and which enemies you're not. In a marathon setting, what I'm doing now, we shouldn't have any issues with having too little blood. We're going to quickly mash through that, and there we go. Too little blood to upgrade our characters, that is. Anyhow, we got a time ring in that room, we need that to solve a puzzle over here. That gives us an odd engraving that we'll be using later on. And we're gonna just do our usual con speedy zoom voice strats. Boop. You can run right past this first protector. Dodge that dude. Nice. Alright. We're gonna need to swap to the wind ring here. That engraving goes right here. The route here is a little bit funky. It's gone through quite a few different iterations depending on like how much we want to save and load and who we want to be doing this section. I like doing this section with Con just because like you speed boost once and you get a lot of mileage out of a single speed boost, and it minimizes the amount of time that we spend as Mask, and we are going to need to swap back to Mask here in just a moment. Not yet though. I'm going to do it here actually because now we can't dodge this protector on the way back. I'm worried because I missed that micro earlier that I'm not going to have all the blood that I need, so I'm just going to go ahead and kill this protector. We use our wind ring here, that gets us a soul shell, but that's not all that we need from the area before we can leave. Oh, get the bullet. There we go. I knew you could do it. Alright, now we want to go into this cinema. Memory serves me correctly. Yep, this is the correct one. It's okay, Mask is thick. We don't have to worry too much about that. We'll have plenty of extra blood to heal him up. Normally you would be doing that dodging with Con. Like, the swap I did to Mask earlier is not quite exactly what you would do in a run, but this lessens the number of dangerous double dodges that I have to do. So we get an upgrade for Mask here. And it is my favorite Mask costume in the game, because he is actually dressed like a freaking luchador. This is like the only time that we have Master Smith actually dressed up as a luchador in Killer 7. Enjoy it while it lasts, it will not last forever. Nice, we got that dodge as well. We'll have plenty of blood as far as health goes. So we got the costume upgrade, we got the soul shell. We are ready to backtrack through to this area that was closed off earlier, because our guns as Mask were not powerful enough our first time through here. I'm actually going to heal Mask up preemptively because we're going to need to tank some more hits very shortly, actually. Mask does a lot of being a big meat shield in this chapter. Alright, so now that we have this area, or that we have the upgrade, we can shoot that door down. And we have a branching path here to get the remaining soul shells that we need. So we're going to take the left path first. First things first, we're going to kill this dude. I'm not going to reload here, because the next set of smiles that we run into, we are either going to dodge or face tank like so. That's not super uncommon. It's really tricky to get the timing on both of those smiles, particularly the second one. Just do some quick hopping upstairs. I like to go past this junction first and then swap to Con, because now we want to go fast down this hallway.
Dangerous.
Just gotta appreciate it.
It's really good. Alright. Nice. That was nice and clean. So that room can be scary because it's 3 smiles in there. The reason it's particularly scary is one aspect of their behavior that I didn't get to cover. If you whiff or shoot not their weak point, they will teleport in front of you, nothing personnel kit style, and just blow up in your face. And what's especially scary with Con is he shoots multiple bullets every time he pulls the trigger. So, okay, well, I was far enough off on that miss that I didn't get to demo it, and we don't want to demo it. If we see one of those smiles warp to us, it's sad times. But because there were 2 projectiles being shot and there were multiple smiles in that hallway, if you whiff, you can have 2 different smiles like teleport directly into your face. And that's not good. We do not want that, because that means Con is dead and you are probably resetting your run. Okay, so we have a target challenge here. Just kidding, Mask has grenades and blows it up. I did not know that in my casual playthrough and actually did that little challenge legit, where you actually like individually shoot all the little mice that are in there. And I felt like a real dummy when I watched the speedrun for the first time and saw that it's literally that easy. So there are some broken smiles. They're the most annoying smile in the game. We don't have to deal with them because we lock some of them behind cutscenes. With the Kess cutscene here, we got time for maybe a quick donation or 2.
Well, still looking at that bid war, still waiting to see if y'all are going to try and help Japan pull through this. But if you want to keep up with us on the go, because we're all moving fast, be sure to follow us on Twitter by using the command !Twitter in chat. Follow that link.
So Kess is telling us about the next mini-boss that we have to fight, Ceramic Smile. Ceramic Smile is a interesting little fight. He dies in one hit. He has a big arena. He's going to run around in circles. We're going to handle him without too much issue, hopefully. For now, we have our next major mouse and keyboard section. This isn't time, but we just have a bunch of targets here at this range. Oh man, I'm going to have to aim down sights twice. That's fine. So we have characters in our roster that can like aim down range a little bit faster, but we're going to just use Con and our mouse and keyboard and be very precise. We do get a visual cue, fortunately. Like, you'll see that the crosshair kind of narrows in when I'm actually hovering over a crit point. That's how I know when to shoot. Alright, we have one more to shoot. It's down there. Oh. Nice, we did it without having to reload. That's great. That's really, really good. That's another area that can be a bit of a time sink depending on how things go. So alright, Ceramic Smile fight. So you may have noticed that I like activated my speed boost, before the fight even started. We're gonna look down here, wait for him to get close. And I missed, dang. Alright. Not a huge deal, we'll just catch him on the flip side, hopefully. So he freaks out when you look up at him. Got it. Alright. Ideally, if we got him first cycle, we would still have a speed boost running down to this next section, but it's okay if we kill him over there because we're still really close to the exit. So we'll just run down. It's not worth the time it would take to go through the speed boost animation again. We get an upgrade to Dan's gun. This increases its firepower and ammo capacity. That's going to be useful in a later chapter, and we get a soul shell for our efforts. Alright, so there we go. That's the first half of the section. Now we're going to go to the opposite side. Because it's on a duration, we do get to... Whoops. Okay, hopefully we still dodge this dude here. We do. Very cool, alright. So here we're in the Killer Mansion floor. There's a little bit of a puzzle here. We have some smiles to dodge. We want to enter the doors that have the smile on them facing forward. That's okay, we have plenty of healing resources. In case I miss these instant enters. Oh, it's not this one, I believe it's the next one. Yeah, because we actually have to dodge the smile here. Nice, got the instant enter. And this last one, the instant enter, is just immediately dead ahead. Whoops, that's okay. We're not going to need Khan's health anymore for the rest of the chapter. So that is not a big deal. We get to bring out our good boy Coyote again to jump up here. Travis has a soul shell for us up here. Great t-shirt. Thank you for the soul shell. I'm leaving now. And then now we are approaching the first moment where we will actually be upgrading a character. First off, we get swap to Garcian of all personas. Normally you can't swap to Garcian Smith. You only have access to the personas that you start a chapter with, or those that you... The only time you can like swap to Garcian is when you have a dead Smith, because his job is to pick up their dead body and revive it, but... Anyways, here's how the upgrading system works. Oh, that's plenty of blood. So, mashing here makes this go faster. There's lots of Killer7 games where, like, mashing is involved one way or another. We're just converting all of our thick blood, which is our currency, into serum, so we can dump it into Mask. We are dumping a bunch of power into Mask. Oh, nice. We got enough to get 3 range upgrades. That's really good. And I forgot something. I forgot that we don't want to be Garcian. We can't swap to Garcian normally. We have to be at this TV. So that's okay, because that reminds me, I can explain the Zaka turn, which we might get if we're lucky. Did we get it? We didn't get it. Okay. So Zaka turns are like a weird, like, frame-sensitive trick where if you mash the turnaround button with the right timing as you're spawning in that specific section, like swapping from Garcia to Khan, you will get a Khan will start out already turned around, and you don't have to wait for him to turn around. It's a little bit awkward to time. I've gotten it entirely once in my life. I don't know if there's a way of doing it consistently, and it saves like half a second tops, but that is the kind of like tech and work that everyone that's studying Killer 7, especially the task community, is doing. So anyways, we got another test thing, so if there's donations, now's a good time.
Well, wouldn't you know it? Stay Spangled comes in with $62.07 and says, "Oops, I killed a bid war. Let's fix that. If Japan died, what would Big Man Japan do?" Which, well, you've tried to fix it, but Kill Japan currently leads Save Japan by 1 cent.
Ooh, a spicy development. And a spicy name drop there. Big Man Japan is another member of the Killer 7 community at large. Big Man Japan has actually been working very recently, as in like this past week recently, on a auto splitter for this game. So like I've still been doing my entire time running this game manually splitting, but we are soon going to have that new tool available to make it even easier to run this game. So that's, I mean, get hyped. That's great. He's done a lot of analysis of like the game's code and inner workings, and helped us find like lots of stuff that can help hazards and normal runners alike. He's also been involved in like the modding or like research scenes for other survival horror games. I believe he was involved with some Silent Hill stuff. Big Man Japan is just awesome dude. Super stoked to see that name drop. Hope he's doing well. All right, so we got our boss of the chapter coming up here. We're gonna swap to the fire ring, and we're gonna swap to map. We're also gonna not skip this cutscene because it's really short, and I want you to just kind of like take what we see as it comes. So. So that's Ayame Blackburn. We're going to fight her really quick. We're going to walk forward, aim here. Oh no, I missed. Okay, that's not good. Hopefully we'll still kill her quickly. She's going to run around this arena really quick. It's kind of spooky. We need to wait for her to get in the right spot. I think I ran forward a little bit too much before shooting. There we go. And she dies in one shot. That would have been a lot funnier if I got it the first try, but yeah, that's what we spent all of our stat points on, is just making sure that we can get that quick kill on Ayame. There's one other boss that we need all of those damage upgrades for, coming up pretty much right now, actually. We're gonna be encountering Ayame again. And once again, we're going to be using Mask to just try and kill her as quickly as possible. But the first encounter with her, normally it's a really annoying fight. She's running around. You have to like shoot her only at certain times. She's interrupting you when you're aiming down sights because she's shooting at you constantly. And in the speedrun, we just upgrade Mask and kill her in one hit. No big deal.
Quick little donation if we've got a moment. NPC gives 777. Thank you very much for that. And simply says, "Rave on."
Rave on. That is the name of the track that plays in the little stairwell for the Gateman sections. We've been hearing, oops, we did not mean to talk to you, as already there. We've been hearing it a little bit more often than we normally, or rather less often than we went in a traditional run, because we were back rolling upstairs. And it's such a cool song. It's a real banger of a track. And we try to hear it as little as possible. And it's short anyways, because it only plays in those little Gateman hallways. It's kind of wild. All right, so we are going to take a safety save here, because this chapter is a little tricky. It is worth it in case things go horrendously wrong. We're going to be seeing a lot of bomb heads in this chapter. And that is actually the desirable outcome there. I know we can crit kill them, But the faster way to do it is to just hit it when they're closed and let the AoE kill both of them. Now, I do need to balance actually getting blood out of these bomb heads as well. So I'm going to be like crit killing some and not quite crit killing others. This is what we swapped to the fire ring for in the previous chapter to get. And now we're going to need to swap to the water ring. We're going to see some more bomb heads on our way out from here. Hello, there you are. This is another chapter where it's nice to have a little bit of extra blood. All right. Nice, we got the timing. Very beautiful. Okay, so what I did there, I killed that bomb head, and the AoE was close enough to kill the Camellia Smile as well. That means that we get all the Camellia Smile blood without having to hit a weak point, which we need to shoot that thing with a fully charged shot from Dan and get a soul shell.
Oh, Tall Fuzzball, thank you so much for that huge rate of 74. And if we've got a moment for another donation.
Absolutely.
Varric donates $10 and says what I assume was kill Japan. Not today. We have a real bid war on our hands, folks. And you've got maybe an hour left to either kill or save Japan. And it is a $2.22 difference.
Oh my gosh, please. Weak point? There we go. There's a Camellia at the end of this hallway. We don't normally kill her. I'm going to see if I can get her. Okay, good. That gives us some spare blood. There are some hits that we have to tank, and there is a moment where the amount of blood we used can vary a bit, depending on like how RNG and my aim goes. So I'd rather be on the safe side. Whoops, I swapped to Kevin a little bit prematurely. We wanted to be masked for this part. Because we want to blow up that wall that looked like it could be blown up. So I guess if we're gonna start a wrong Smith swap counter, we'll have it at 1 for that one there.
I was trying not to say anything about that. But I was thinking
late.
I was thinking about it the whole time.
Alright, we're not gonna kill that Camellia, we're just gonna invis. And Invis is really busted. Believe it or not, you can actually upgrade invisibility for Kevin. I don't know why you would need to. It just increases the duration, but it lasts long enough to go down this entire hallway and then some. It's actually pretty wild. Like, it doesn't wear off until there. It's really good. Okay, so, hey, now we're inside Curtis Blackburn's house. Curtis is, like, related, but not really to Ayame Blackburn. It's creepy if you read the lore of this game, or get into the lore of this game. Ayame Blackburn's relationship to Chris Blackburn is really gross. Chris is the boss of this chapter, and he's a very, very bad man, and it's very, very, very good that we are owning him really hard before the end of this run, so. Alright, we enter this room, we swap to Khan. We're going to do a quick lock-on and scan. And that's going to kill a Micro Smile for us. And then there's a Smile right inside this room. We're going to hopefully get to dodge him. We didn't. Alright, maybe we'll kill him instead. Okay, that works. He's worth quite a bit of blood. It's faster to dodge, but if you miss the dodge, it's like, well, I'm already here. Does not hurt to have extra blood in this chapter. Alright, this junction sometimes gives me a hard time. We ideally are not going to get hit here if I do this right. If I do it wrong, then we get hit. Okay, we got hit. Oops. Not a huge deal, we have extra blood to heal. Now we're going to go down this hallway. Nice, we got the double roll on those two. Oh, we have plenty of blood for this. Okay, good. Kill that protector, and now is the Ayame Blackburn Part 2. There's a little bit of flashing lights in this fight, so if you're sensitive to that, be aware. Our goal is to shoot her with fully charged shots as much as possible for most of the fights. We aim at her feet. This has been a very good fight so far. Okay, all the shutters go up and down. Now we wait. We wait for her to start shooting, and as soon as she starts shooting, we shoot back. And she dies in one hit, and that's Ayame Part 2. It's a very tricky fight. I know I made that look really easy. That was like a phenomenal Ayame 2 for me. But like, there are lots of things that can go wrong. If you mistime the final shot, she will just keep gunning you down and preventing you from actually like aiming down sights until you die. She can just interrupt your shots otherwise. If you whiff and don't quite get her in the right spot with the range upgrade, I think the reason that went so well is because I managed to get enough blood for a range 3 upgrade on Mask. That goes a long way to making that fight a lot easier. So, all right. So now we go back out. We kill that dude. Swap over to Khan. There was a bomb head down that hallway, so pretty much everything was going to die there, but the Protector was the more important thing we needed to kill with Matt. Khan's going to be tanking a hit here, because you cannot dodge roll the Protector smiles. You can only kill them or tank them. Alright, we'll swap to the time ring here. We need it for a puzzle. Cuckoo. Alright, now we're going to see some weird behavior with the camera. I'm not entirely sure how this works, nor if I'll get it the first try. But we spawn in a weird spot as a result of that. There we go. The camera finally fixes itself, and we go outside this corridor. Alright, we turn the lights on out here. We are very, very nearing. Just going to kill that dude. I don't feel like dodging him right now. And I'm going to take a safety save here that is perhaps a bit of an aggressive one, but I'm taking it because the next mini-boss smile, Laser Smile, that's coming up, it's brutal if you die to it, and I have died to Laser Smile. It is a massive, massive time loss. We'd had to load the previous safety save, and that was like 5 minutes ago. No, we're not doing that. We're gonna take a safety save, and we're gonna get to see a rare chill summer vibes Travis in this room. There he is, summer 2002. He's looking really comfy. We get to show that off at least in taking this safety save.
Do we have time for a quick donation, or is
Yeah, we're gonna have a Gate Man section coming up in a moment here, so
let me know when.
Go for it. Go right now.
We have a donation from Tony Hawk of $4.20, and the comment is Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk.
Okay, so that's a joke that I didn't really get to cover that much in the Cloudman fight because I was kind of focused on it. The unit of measurement that is commonly taught to new runners, and I have yet to figure out why. I guess it's just because it kind of works. Like, you know how you say, like, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi? The unit of measurement when you're, like, timing out to turn around and kill Omeda is Tony Hawks. Like, I've had it expressed to me by multiple different people in the community, like, yeah, I wait about 10 Tony Hawks before I turn around and, like, shoot his afro. And, I mean, it's consistent. It works. So, big thanks to whoever knows what's up with that. Thank you, Birdman. Alright. So yeah, Kess is warning us that, like, the weak point of Laser Smiles is their neck, that they will kill us quickly, and yes, they will. Before we even enter the room, we're going to swap over to Dan. And the good news is we don't have to hit the Laser Smile on the weak point if we get a fully charged power shot on it. Like so. Beautiful. Okay. Believe it or not, I have missed that shot. I have, like, locked on too many times or incorrectly. I think I didn't realize that, like, if you press the lock-on button, it resets the amount of time that, you've been... It resets the amount that you've charged up your charge shot, and so, like, between that and other things, it was ugly. I super-duper-duper lost a run to it. It felt bad, so we don't do that anymore. We have another, like, maybe 20-30 seconds for this Kess cutscene, and then we're going to have a boss fight that I need to focus a little bit on.
All right. We still have that very tight bid war between Kill and Save Japan. I'm going to say it's less than $2 difference, and you've got maybe 45 minutes left to get your donations in for that. Show us. Do you want to save Japan, or do you want to blow it off the map entirely?
All right. So we need to be playing as Dan here. He's the only character that's tall enough to get hit by the eye scanner. And now this is a quick draw fight. This is kind of RNG. We are going to be waiting for this bird on his shoulder to fall off. We have to shoot him 4 times. If we do it any earlier, he shoots us and we lose a point. All of you avian stonas, please give me good bird RNG. We want this bird to not fake us out very much. Like, 3 or fewer fake outs is fine. Anything more than that, and it's time loss each time it happens. So there's a fake out.
Blessed bird RNG.
Yeah, so that's what happens if you get baited by the fake out. Fortunately, we still have plenty of shots to work with here. Bird, please. Fortunately, you have a decent window when the bird does take off. This is just definitely a point where my trigger finger gets antsy because I want this fight to be over, because the next chapter is really cool. Come on, bird. Okay, but really, bird. Right, one more. And then we can kiss this very, very, very bad person off of this run and move on to the next chapter. Come on. I believe in you, bird. You can fly. It's okay. Hey, it worked. Nice. All right, cool. That kills Chris Blackburn.
Wonderful.
That ends the encounter chapter. We are nearing kind of the home stretch of the run. We've got a couple more like big chapters, and then there's kind of a lot of running before the run is actually like totally complete, and that'll be time to hype up the last moments before that bid war ends. So, as always, between chapter transitions, we've got some time for donations or announcements.
Was that 7 fake outs? Oof. In the meantime, I'd like to
Admittedly, I did get hit.
Yeah, that too. I'd like to remind everybody, and especially all the new viewers, you are watching Fastest Furs Summer Showcase, benefiting Global Giving's COVID-19 Relief Fund. Your donation to this fund will help stop the virus's spread and give communities on the front lines of the crisis the resources they need to act quickly to protect the most vulnerable people. To make a donation, click on the donate button below the stream window, or type !donate in the chat. Every little bit helps.
Hype. So this is Alter Ego. This is the next kind of like weird interim chapter that's not directly tied to the story of the Killer7 themselves, sort of. I'm sure that some lore heads will argue with me on that. In this chapter, our enemy is the Handsome Men. These lads, they're very good. This is skippable, but I mean, look at how beautiful and handsome the Handsome Men are. We're going to be fighting them before this chapter is over, and it is a tricky booger of a fight. There's like one of them for each member of the Killer7. It is very unlikely that we will get through that fight without seeing at least one member of the team die, but hopefully we'll be able to get through it without too many difficulties. We have a moment where we can like save beforehand, so
I've heard horror stories.
Huge deal. But yeah, we're not actually sent to kill the Handsome Men right at first. We are sent to kill Trevor Pearl Harbor, the comic book artist that draws the Handsome Men, who are weirdly enough like actually alive. So another fan favorite character, Iwazaru, you've seen him like floating around, and I've generally been running past him or complaining when I talk to him. This is the one chapter where we do need to talk to him. He is holding these paint swatches, these color samples, and we need those because they are key to get through the end of the chapter. So we're going to start out, and we want to actually hit crit points on these dudes because we want to get as much blood as we can. We need the fire ring, and we need mask. Really quick. We're also going to make another safety save here because we don't want to have to go through all of the cutscenes leading up to this chapter in case things go bad. And this, especially the opening of Alter Ego, is one of the toughest mechanically. We're going to be encountering a new type of smile that is absolutely brutal to deal with. And we do not want to have to actually, we want to avoid dying. There is one potential death warp we can set up, but otherwise we do not want to be fighting things that we don't need to, so... We're going to swap to Khan, because we need our Speedy Boy very soon. Fortunately, we start the chapter with him unlocked. Nice, got that crit. And rather than running past these dudes, because I can run past them, I'm going to take the time to kill them for extra blood. Likewise, there's another dude that we can dodge. There we go. Plus, it lets me show off more stupid dolphin sound effects, and I'm always happy to get to do that. Alright, so this is a puzzle alley. It's a little weird. I'm going to do it, and then hopefully get to explain it later. So we're going to kill this dude first, go hyperspeed.
Dangerous.
We're going to go down this tunnel, halfway, turn back around immediately, look to the right, kill this dude, go back of the tunnel, go to the right, kill this dude a third time, go in this tunnel over here, and we solved the puzzle. So there's weird stuff with how that area loads and unloads as you go through that tunnel. I exploited that to get through it quickly and also rack some extra blood by the smile there respawning. So now we're going to go fast, dodge a couple of smiles that way, kill that dude, run over here, talk to Iwazaru. Alright, good, we dodged that one. Okay, good. We're safe now. That's okay. Alright, good. So, Roller Alley here is one of the most dangerous sections of the run. There are so many ways that you can die to the roller smiles there, to the mithril smiles. Lots of areas for that particular section to go wrong. So, getting through there safely, that's why we made the save point, was for that section. And we're past it now, so we should be in good shape. Oh, dang it. Whoop, there we go, got the dodge that time. We want to run about here. We want to scan one of these dudes, but not the laser smile back there. Because the laser smile never got activated, it's not going to charge up and shoot at us, and we can just run right by it. Here we have a scary room. We're going to speed boost.
Dangerous.
Get jumped by like 3 dudes. But it's okay because we were going fast, we just run right past them. Alright, got some stairs to roll up. This is a tricky instant enter to talk to Iwazaru. Hopefully we'll get it. Hey, we did. Dodge roll away from that dude. It's not a gigantic deal if you miss that. Like, it's not ideal, but...
Dangerous.
Like, we'll have resources to heal it off, but... Whoop, please, there we go. I do know the junctions in this game, I swear. We'll activate the fire ring, and then we're going into kind of a different version of our usual mid-boss encounter. We get a cutscene that kind of has some pomp and circumstance for the area loading up, and then now we're going to be fighting the mother of all duplicator smiles, a very, very, very big boy. We're going to need to swap to Dan for this. So nothing's going to happen until things actually get activated in here. Like, it's not going to start spawning anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the floor and scan. That activates only the Camellia. That gives me some time to kill the Camellia, and with its weak point, oops. But it also gives me time to line up my shot before scanning in, activating. Gotta run forward. I'm not at the right angle for that. Okay, ooh, fortunately Dan can take 3 hits, so it's not super huge. I can run any further forward. This room is tricky, but we should still be fine. We can get a little bit of extra blood here off these dudes as they spawn. Whoops. I whiffed? Okay, I whiffed. Let's try that again. Oh no. Whoop. There we go, got it that time. Okay, normally we would try to like dodge this smile here for swag strats, but I'm gonna actually let it live so I can shoot it and get some blood because it kind of sucks that I spent as much blood as I did there, whiffing shots. But that's okay, we got out of the room alive, that's important, and we have plenty of opportunities to make that blood up between here and the rest of the chapter. As a matter of fact, right outside of this big fight, we have a good opportunity to farm up some blood off of these spiral smiles. They are pretty much not a threat. The only thing they're a threat to is your time. Nice, we got the quick shot on that one. I don't think we'll get it on the next one. Yeah, no way. That helps make up for the blood loss that we suffered from doing the smile fight. We have enough to make it through the rest of the chapter now, just by killing those dudes. It's not a super huge deal to run out of blood. Alright, so this is kind of a funky strat here. Oh, I didn't get his weak point. Dang. Okay, not a super huge deal. So we're gonna go up to... No? Hello? There we go. Okay, so see how they're sitting still? So that actually kind of makes my life a little easier. You can get a quick shot on that second one. I was not at an angle to do it. We can run past this dude because they were standing still without any issue. Dodge that guy. And we're in good shape. We're getting past the worst of alter ego. So we're gonna need to swap to the time ring and mask here. Because of course, if there's a big wall with cracks on it, that means you gotta swap to mask. Get another chat with Iwazaru. We're gonna swap to Khan. We are once again in need of Speedy Boy. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this dude for a little bit of extra blood. We should be good, but this covers for any backups I may need. Plus it lets me boost here. Fortunately, this area doesn't have any enemies in it. Just have a quick puzzle to solve with the time ring. This is where we equipped it earlier. And then we get one of the spookier rooms of the chapter coming up immediately after this. So here we are in Windmill Plaza. We need to be mashing to get
Dangerous.
the speed boost in. And we zoom, 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 zoom. Okay, that's fine. Woo! Spooky, spooky, spooky. Okay. Oh no, okay. Well, that's not fine. It was fine and then it wasn't. Okay, okay. What is my backup here? So now, that's never happened before to me. Of course, something has to happen. I missed my instant enter on Iwazaru and I accidentally hit the road junction. I thought I dodged everything okay, and it turns out that I didn't. That's okay, because we have killed enough Smiles to play as Kevin instead. Kevin is usually the backup character. That was not a disastrous enough time loss to warrant resetting that save at all. So we should be fine on that front. It's a little bit annoying because we don't have access to a lockpicked area that could warp us back home a little bit faster, but that's okay. Fortunately, because we already solved the puzzle here, we don't have to go through the tunnels anymore. We can just run straight down the hallway and Kevin has the fastest run speed. The other reason that Kevin is nice for backups is his invisibility that we saw earlier, because instead of having to fight these dudes, I can just use my spare blood to invis, and we'll just run past them instead. So my apologies, while we're getting back into position, there is plenty of time for donations.
We are still keeping a close eye on that bid war. But in the meantime, hey, I mean, Team Fastest Furs, we are about more than just marathons and more than just speedrunning. We're a welcoming community of furries and the furry friendly, where you can make new friends and get to know people with similar interests, like strange games like this. I love it. We have ongoing events all throughout the year and always looking for new ideas to help our community grow. If you want to hang out with us, join our Discord. Please use the Discord, the command !Discord in the chat. By the way, does this count as a wrong switch for our counter?
Sure. I don't want to be Kevin in this part.
It's like a wrong switch, just that you left the dude's head back there.
That's okay. We're going to be doing some really esoteric backup strats here.
What isn't esoteric in this game?
That's a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness going on here. Let's see, what's my blood looking like? Okay, I still have 4 vials. That should be plenty for me to get through everything else that I need to get through. So let's keep on a-walking. We're gonna have to invis through that windmill plaza, which is a little bit awkward, but not too bad. We should probably invis past these spirals here as well. I could kill them to get my blood back, but it's not worth it, and we'll have other smiles to get blood back for when we'll need it later anyways. Housing Street. Dude, but actually we'll kill these dudes for blood. There we go. Alright, that should keep us set for the foreseeable future. Alright. So yeah, this just goes to show you kind of how punishing of a run Killer7 is. Like, we're just now getting back to the area that I died at. Like, it would cost time to set up other safety points. It is rough section. So the kind of super awkward part in all of this... Actually, you know what? Here's the idea. We're going to use... Feel free to tally this as well, but this is going to be kind of our way to make sure that we do this, because normally we're relying on instant enters happening in a very particular way to make sure that we have the right Smith in the right spot here and that we talk to Iwazaru, because we did not talk to Iwazaru yet. Oh, come on. Alright. We should be able to run past everything else. Nope, okay, that's fine. There shouldn't be any more smiles, so we're good. Yeah, we're super fine. In fact, that's actually really good because that sets up Dan for a death warp. I was talking about one earlier, we're going to get to actually see it here. The other interesting part is that this doubles as our backup save for the Handsome Men fight, so this is... Whoop. Alright, let's actually talk to the save point person and not go down the junction. Alright, we have our checkpoint set. Let's leave the room. I'm going to swap back to Kevin now that we're done shooting things. Go up these stairs. How much blood do I have? 4, okay. I do want to heal in case things go wrong here. We're going to go invis to start. There are some rollers that we want to just go right past. We're going to go up here, activate this puzzle, and now that we've activated this puzzle, we're going to swap to Dan and die.
Simna says you need Dan to complete this level.
You're right, we do need Dan to complete this level. Thank you, Simna, for saving this from utter disaster. We have other weekend characters. We're going to swap to Mask, because Mask dies slightly faster than Kevin does. I am so glad that Simna remembered that.
I'm so glad I decided to pipe up.
Thank goodness. This is why we keep a tight community, because they keep people like me from making bonehead mistakes. So Mask does have, like, a metric ton of health. But he fortunately dies fairly quickly. We don't need him for the rest of the chapter. We do need Dan. In fact, we'll be swapping to Dan right away.
Here.
Alright. So there we go. We got everything that we need. We have 2 units of blood. We'll get 1 more from killing Smiles in this next room. And that should be all that we need to get to the end of this level. So we have a control panel here. All the color swatches that we gathered are going to go in here. I had interacted with Iwazari before I died. I forgot about it. I did not need to actually re-interact with him. That's okay. We are still in fine shape. We'll still be well within estimate. So no worries on that front. Okay, good. We got that one. That gave us enough blood. We're gonna kill this extra dude just in case. We should be able to get him without the others running towards us. Okay. It's another area where we want a mouse and keyboard because we're trying to get in a particular spot. Oh, dang it, this one did aggro on me. Come on, you. Still not even close enough. Come on now. We're looking for a little red dot to my left, and I think it's going to be right up. Oh, dang it, I aggroed a dude. There we go. So that means I ran too far forward because that dude should not aggro us. It's a very, very tight spot that we're trying to get, but it is faster than running down and killing the remaining smiles in this area. Take baby steps forward. Oop, I kind of see the edge of it. No? Come on, you. Can I not get this angle? Alright, you may not be getting this angle today. Oh, we can get it from here. Okay. So you can shoot that a little bit earlier, but there's a door there that you need to hit with a power shot, and that triggers the end of the level, so you don't have to actually run directly up to it. So anyways, we're getting into the Handsome Men fight, so a little bit of serious time. It's spooky. Whew. Fortunately, the first part is fairly easy, but then it gets a little bit unpredictable. Alright, we'll skip this cutscene. So we have one-on-one duels with each of them. So we're going to go up. We actually open as Harmon here.
Alright, no pressure. Right.
Immediately aim. You can mash for that one because his scope is centered, so we're lucky in that front. This is also especially tricky because the only Smith that we've upgraded is Mask, so like that actually impacts how well this section can go. And since we are not upgrading anyone else, it's a little rough. Come on.
Come on.
You'll also notice that we didn't carry any blood over from the previous section, so we cannot heal, we can't do... Damn it. Alright. That's fine, but it's not over yet. Alright. So the Handsomes are kind of like Smiles. They do have weak points. They're a little bit tricky to hit. Nice, got it. Okay. Even now, Coyote will still do an AWU.
Fourth matchup, Coyote Smith versus Handsome.
Alright, alright. Oh crap, I started aiming. I reload. Oh no. Not Coyote.
Oh, come on.
Crap. Look, Alter Ego is definitely a chapter you can choke on. It's not great, but
Kevin Smith versus Handsome Dead.
it's okay. We have a backup save that's pretty close by. We might be able to demo that door skip again if we need to. Let's just try and kill Handsome Dead here. Come on, I've got no waiver stat. This should be...
Right on him. You got this.
Apparently I don't. Oh, okay. It's not over until all the Smiths are dead, so... We've still got a chance.
Come on, let's get some hype in this fight. We're down, but we're not out.
Dan Smith versus
Alright.
Blue.
Dan, go. Come on. Whew, that was close. Alright. Still got him. Alright, this is the one that shouldn't be too much of a problem because we already upgraded Mask.
Oh yeah, no, Mask.
He's super swole. Nothing can go wrong.
Go meat.
Please? Nothing can go wrong? Oh, no. What's this?
Something went wrong. Don't tell me we're gonna have to reset again.
I don't think so. I think we just got some tech.
Oh ho ho.
So,
He's the strongest.
This is Mask's second ugliest outfit, possibly his first ugliest outfit, but it is a huge power upgrade. He no longer has to reload once he gets it, so it's great. That'll be useful as we go down.
Smith versus Handsome Pink.
Okay, time to beat Handsome Pink, and just kidding, it's a cutscene, we won.
Da 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 da. Da, da, da,
We might have been bamboozling you. The alter ego final fight against the Handsome Men is maybe a bit scripted. There may be ways to accelerate it, and reloading with Kaede may have been deliberate, but don't say I told you that, or someone might come out and get me.
No, that looked very difficult.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's rough, but we're through alter ego. We've got like 2 more tricky chapters, and then the run is pretty much like locked in, good to go. So we're getting to that first tricky chapter now. In fact, while things are loading, I'm going to pull up my notes because I do actually need my notes for this one. So, all right, cool. We got it. Let's go ahead and actually we'll make a save later. There's a better point to make a save. So, as usual, we're going to have some cutscenes and stuff to skip, some stuff to do in Garcian's trailer house before the chapter starts properly. So if there's any donations or announcements, feel free to let them go.
All right, folks, we're running out of time on that bid war. Not a whole lot left, but hey, I mean, just make sure anytime you donate, when you're making a donation to Global Giving, don't forget to put your money towards any one of the incentives. You can always select one while making a donation to apply your funds to the goal or viewer's choice poll that you would most like to see in this marathon. There's a lot of cool incentives over the course of the whole time. Make sure you're putting your money in for that. If you want to see a full list, use the command !! Incentives in the chat.
All right. So this is the chapter where like the story of the Killer7 and who they are really kind of comes to light. This is actually a 3-part chapter. So it's this and then one more chapter after Smile that we have. So we are coming up on the finishing line here. What's our time at right now, actually?
I've got you at 148.5.
Okay, that's solid. Like, considering the death that happened, that's not bad. So we're going to go into this Harmon's room. This is where we're going to make our safety save for the Smile chapter. Whoop, not.
I've changed my makeup.
We want to swap to Kaede. She does get a little bit more screen time. There is going to be another Kaede door that we have to interact with coming up here. So as always, if you are sensitive to a lot of extra spraying jam, and by that I mean seriously, if you are sensitive to blood and gore, be ready to turn your head away. I almost forgot a thing. That's why we make safety save. So that micro blowing up is a problem. We actually need to shoot that one, and I forgot to do so. The big flashbang effect, that's what happens when a micro gets too close to you. That's okay. We made a backup save. We already swapped over to Kaede. That's not going to be that much time lost. That's just a oopsie, I forgot. We'll lose loading time, and that's about it. Okay. Fortunately, it's an easy Smile to hit. We just need to remember to actually hit it. Beautiful. Got it. All right. So we got that. Now we can just kind of run through this hotel lobby, go to the reception desk. There's a Camellia here. There was like one frame, I don't know if anyone's going to see that on the stream on my end, but there was one frame where Kaede was like T-posing for a second as I activated her ability. I could see like a little T-posing silhouette. I've never seen that before. That's kind of neat. All right. And Kaede opened the door. We're done with her. Time to swap back over to our very sweet boy, Coyote. We're going to be dodging some Smiles in this room. Fortunately, we can bamboozle them by just running around them. And we're going to jump immediately up to floor 6 to start out. So there is a strat in this room that involves taking advantage of a bomb head's explosion radius. Hopefully we'll get it. We're going to run over here, take the fork, scan the wall there, wait for this bomb head to close, shoot him, and if I scan the right part of the wall, there's going to be a laser around this corner that died. Yep. So that laser is close enough to the bomb head's explosion radius that if you do that scan and shoot that bomb head correctly, you'll kill all of them at once, and it's much faster than the way I've been doing it. I think that's the first time I've actually gotten that trick. Of course, we're going to do it live. So now we're on our way back out of this room. We want to not get too close to this laser here, but we do need to kill it. If we get too close, there's a bomb head right around that corner, and it will explode on us because we'll activate its movement. And we don't want to do that. So once we're done with Coyote on floor 6, we go to floor 4. We're going to run and try to instant enter this room here. We got it. We'll run down here. We have to menu both the firing and mask. We start with, oh wait, no, we don't start with all of them. That's what we killed the micro for. I'm bright, don't mind me. We need to blow up this little thing here. There's another soul shell behind it. This chapter has the most soul shells in the game. There's like, I think, one on each floor of the building. So now that we're Big Boy Mask, we're going to do the thing that we always do with Mask, which is tank hits with smiles that we don't want to fight. Those smiles are about impossible to kill, even in casual play. I don't like them. No one likes them. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with them. Fun fact about this room, this song only plays on this floor of this room. Don't know why. We tank another hit here. Not a huge deal. Now we're going to run right up in this duplicator's face. We're going to count to 5 and actually get a full charge. That instantly kills the duplicator, fortunately. Now we have a shell here. We'll swap back to Kevin, backflip out to the room. And we need to take 2 steps forward and immediately invis. Because there are like 4 fresh new smiles that respawned after killing that duplicator, and they are looking to kill us. We do not want them to do so. So now that we're done on floor 2, we'll go up to floor 3. Gonna run in just a little bit and then invis. This should get us down to the end of this hallway that we're aiming for, but otherwise there's just a ton of smiles. Like, that's not the door, that's a Harmon's room. We're not worried about that. We need to go all the way the heck back here. I'm gonna run in a little bit further than you need to get the junction in this room, just to make aiming at that cord a little bit easier, because that cord does need to actually be hit in order to progress. I'm going to do a little bit of a slag strat. That's very dangerous. Don't do what I just did. But you can run up in a face and, like, not actually take damage from a smile if you time your invis just right before they jump at you. It looks cool. That's kind of the only benefit that you get out of it. It doesn't have the same benefit that you get out of, like, doing that with Con, where it makes the animation a little faster by interrupting it. Alright. So here, Kevin is actually fast enough to instant enter past all of these dudes. There's protectors here, doesn't matter, Kevin's fast. We have a puzzle here with these candles. We already equipped the firing earlier for it. Whoop, not where we wanted to go. So you notice there that I backflipped, but I didn't just, like, zoom around the corner. That's the one, like, limitation of backflips and stuff like that. You can't, like, take that momentum around a corner with you. So where we choose to flip or back roll or dodge or whatever, like, you'll notice that I climb some stairs normally. It's because it's faster, because you get stopped by a junction before you would, like, roll any further. Alright, we need the wind ring in this room. And we're also going to make another safety save here. Normally I don't have any issues with this fight, but it is... And we don't even need, like, to make a full save, we just need to, like, stop at the TV here. So that way our spawn point gets set. We're going to be fighting an enemy called Timer Smile. Well, I know my junctions. We're going to be fighting an enemy called Timer Smile. And Timer Smile is... hallway, there we go. Like, what the heck is going on here? Timer Smile, like any smile in these little gate sections, it will instantly kill you if you don't like figure out the puzzle to like defeating it. And we do not want to die to Timer Smile. We'll have a Kess cutscene here, so if there's a quick donation or two, go ahead.
Well, we are still waiting to see if anybody wants to push saving or killing Japan into a huge lead here. It is still very, very tight, and we are running very tight on time, too, folks. Get those donations in. Let's make this a real bid war.
Yep, just to clarify exactly when, at the end of Smile Part 3, so we're still in Smile Part 1, we're at the end of Smile Part 1. At the end of Smile Part 3, there's going to be a credit sequence. When that credit sequence ends, that's when we can close the incentive, because that's going to be the start of the chapter Lion, and that is where the incentive is going to happen. So keep that in mind. Anyways, here's Timer Smile. As Kess kind of was describing, he's got bubbles all over him. We got to shoot all those bubbles. This boss does have a little bit of a trick on him, which is when you get to the last bubble, he starts to run fast. So I play it safe and just backflip a little bit further away, and I leave the chest for last. There we go, got him. Cool. I have died to that before, by the way. It is very, very, very possible to die to Timer Smile. But we got him, so that's going to pretty much finish up Smile Part 1. Unlike the other multi-part chapters, we don't have like a boss fight right here. Instead, we get auto swap to Garcian, we have some cutscenes. That is Smile Part 1. If you want to make a quick announcement while we're between chapters, go ahead.
Right now, not much yet. And I know our time is short, so I'll let you take back over.
Sounds good. All right, so we're getting into Smile Part 2 here. This is the chapter that is going to differ the most from what you'd see in a casual run. We're at a elementary school for this chapter, the Coburn National Elementary School, and normally there's like a big conspiracy that we're unraveling. We're getting a bunch of cassette tapes that tell us solutions to puzzles and unravel like this crazy conspiracy that's been going on behind the Killer7 this whole time. Unfortunately, because all those cassette tapes are actual audio, the answers to these questions and stuff are fixed. So we don't need to actually get the cassette tapes. We can just kind of like skip most of that part of the chapter and just keep moving along. So we're going to swap to Kaede here. Or rather, we get automatically swap to Kaede. We want her here because she can hit these mithril weak points pretty easily. And then we'll immediately swap back to Mask. We're done with Kaede. Alright. We see more of these broken smiles. They're impossible to kill in a casual run, but fortunately we don't have to worry about that. Mask is just going to tank hits because he is our very special big boy. So now we go down this hallway a little bit, and we're going to shoot a very specific locker. We're going to fail at shooting a very specific locker. That's okay, there's no more enemies that are going to get us while we're doing this. Whoops, I shot the wrong locker. So that's like step 1 here, is shooting that locker. Now we shoot it again, and we're going to be kind of aiming down the hallway. It is very difficult to skip having that door open. Hello? Whoop. No. Whoop. This part is a little finicky sometimes. I think I may need to hit the door that just opened over here. There we go, okay. So, because Mask's explosives have splash on them, and because my aim is not perfect, it can get a little bit finicky, but we basically skip solving a puzzle there and cause this door to open. That's like roughly an hour's worth of gameplay, at least, of just like collecting resources to know how to solve that puzzle, and we just kind of like skip it entirely. So very similar to the big duplicator smile room, we have another room that has a camellia and a big duplicator. We're gonna aim at these tiles down here. Beautiful, got it. Camellia's dying 1 hit to Mask, so we're set on that front. We're gonna do the same thing that we've done before. Flat this dude right out of existence. Run on by. into the library here. We've got a gate man sequence and a Kess cutscene, so if there's any donations or announcements, now's a good time.
Oh, we do. Triller the Kobold comes in with $50 and just says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much for that. And oh, by the way, we've had a lead change in the bid war.
Ooh, who's leading?
Right now, Save Japan leads by about $48 with not much time left. This is your last chance, folks. Come on, get in there. Oh, and by the way, we're now over $1,800 raised.
Hype. Very cool stuff. So this is the last major mini-boss smile that we're going to be encountering here. This is a Galactic Tomahawk Smile, which is a super cool name for what is unfortunately a short boss that we only fight here. Like, we don't see more Galactic Tomahawk Smiles throughout the rest of the run. It's a wild fight. He shoots tons of projectiles at you. You'd have to shoot them out of the sky as well as shooting him, but because we're masked, we have a bunch of upgrades. We can just shoot him with one level 2 shot, one level 1 shot, and one base shot, and that kills him and all of his projectiles immediately. So we go upstairs here. We have to grab this cassette, even though I mentioned we don't need any cassettes in this chapter. That's because capturing that cassette is the only way that will open up the junction that goes through this door. So we'll be going down here. We're going to get swapped over to Garcian in a moment here. Going into the principal's room. We are skipping my favorite cutscene in the game. It's super long, but the Russian roulette cutscene is so dang good. He spilled jam everywhere. I took the wrong junction. Don't mind me. So we go in here, and we have some codes to enter. This one, to my knowledge, it is no faster doing it with mouse and keyboard or controller. And this is, again, stuff that you would get out of the cassette tapes that we get in the chapter, but we cheat, we know the answers ahead of time. So we get to skip navigating a bunch of the school. Like, the school has multiple stories, there's smiles everywhere. It's a grueling chapter, it has the hardest puzzles in the game, and we fortunately get to skip pretty much all of them. So, alright, we got a thing, we got our engraving, we're gonna need that in a moment. Now we go down here, we shoot this trophy. That opens up a passage. And this is going to loop right back around to the front of the school, so we're going to end up back where we started, pretty much. We have a lot of slow stair climbing with Garcian, so if there's any updates or quick announcements that you want to make, now's a good time.
Nothing yet. We're down to the last few moments.
Yep, we're going to have, after this, we're going to have one more run through the hotel section that we saw earlier, where it's actually one of the few areas in the game that we end up revisiting. So there will be plenty of time for donations then, but once we're done running through that hotel, it's going to be like final minutes before it's time to close that incentive. So get hyped. I'm so stoked that that's been such a competitive bid war. It's super exciting. All right, so here we are. We have a bunch of questions here. We're going to use mouse and keyboard to enter them. Notably, I can't just type with my keyboard. That would be way faster, but unfortunately, that's just not an option. This is where I'm going to refer to my notes to make sure that I don't screw anything up. State of birth, good old Alabama. Whoop. Okay, don't worry. We can fix this. Right-clicking counts as delete, so if you messed up, it's okay. Blood type B, father's name Michael. Mother's name, Catherine. Date of death is 4/28/1952. And social security code, bet you've never seen one like this, is Eagle. That opens up the gym. And the gym is where some people debate that the final boss fight of the game takes place. So we're gonna have a strange one coming up here for our final boss. We'll talk more about him when we get to him. Do I know why he's here? No. Do I get his mechanics? Kind of. Is he weird? Very. Brace yourselves. This is where the game is at its most Killer7. This is also the last time that we'll be seeing Travis in the run. He's chilling there. He's a little bit aghast that we've come this far. I'm just as aghast as well, Travis, but that's okay. We're going to actually finish this dang run. We get one last chat with Kess. This is the last that we're going to be seeing him. Fortunately, because of the way the texture wraps, we do get to see PB the Cheetah one last time on the back of his shirt with the FFL 2020 backwards because it got me hurt.
FFL 0202. What?
Yeah, we've been doing this for like 1800 years and some change, as you do. Kess has a very sad backstory, but most of the ghosty dudes that we end up running into and chatting with have sad backstories because they happen to cross paths with the Killer7. I think this might also be the longest, or maybe second longest, Kess dialogue in the game. I'm not sure. But he talks, we run past him. There's that dude hanging up there like a pinata. That is our final boss, if you can believe it or not. We skip some cutscenes, we get swapped to Dan, and this is Greg Nightmare, the, like, president of the education system. We need to make him start swinging like a pendulum. He will try to shoot us as we do this. This isn't completely safe. Yeah, like, so he did take a little bit of damage off of me. And we shoot him enough that his pants fall off. We have to wait for him to slow back down and come to a stop. And then he's got a big red spot on his undies. His model's gonna do a little thing. Whoop. Okay. We hit him with a power shot that blows him up instantly, and then we want to run to the middle of the gym. Because from the exploded bottom half of Greg Nightmare emerge a bunch of these black smiles, and I can't kill them. I tried. This is rough. And you may have noticed that unlike normal deaths, like, they don't leave a corpse behind, and I don't warp back to a save point. The Killer7 are just dying, so we are... Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, isn't it bad that they're all dying? Where's your last save?
It's a little ways back. Just don't worry about it, we'll be fine. Eventually he'll figure something out. Like, Coyote's our good boy, he can do this. Maybe we shoot the ones that haven't dropped down yet. Oh, maybe not. So, fun fact there, you notice the Coyote died really fast. This cutscene is kind of what we've used, well, cutscene, this fight. It behaves more like a cutscene. This one I can't bamboozle as easily as I can the Handsome Men fight. This is how we learn which of the Smiths have the fastest death times, and how we've determined, like, what our order of priority is whenever we're, like, researching a Death Warp strat or anything like that. So that's everyone but Garcian. Now, Garcian we don't want to die, so we're going to let him run forward. And there's a gun on the ground here. None of the other Smiths could interact with it. You could try to pick it up and you say, yeah, not compatible, sorry, buddy. So we hit that, we hit that. Greg Nightmare is defeated, the last Black Smile is defeated, the rest of the Smiths are gone, but we're okay. Because we got through Smile Part 2. We are now moving into Smile Part 3. We're in the finishing stretch of the run. There is not much else that can stop us. What's our time at right now?
I'm looking at 2:10:44.
2:10:44, so this is going to be, I think, about another 15 minutes until the end of the run. We've got maybe another, like, I don't know, less than 10 minutes, I'd say, before we'd be closing the Saber Kill Japan incentive. I'll make it very clear when it's time to close that.
Sounds good.
But-
You heard it there, folks.
Yeah, we are in the finishing stretch. We are going to be super duper okay on our estimate. There is nothing else that can really slow us down here other than me like flagrantly missing junctions or screwing around, and neither of those things are going to happen. There is not much else that can kill us, but we do have to like actually get to the very end of the game before we can call the run finish. So we've got some kind of interactive cutscene auto-scrollery moments going through here, so if there's a time to like hype up a bid war and read as much donations and announcements as possible, now is that time.
All right, folks, you heard it. Bring it on. We've got just a few minutes left, but don't worry if you happen to miss this run or any of the other ones you've enjoyed. Any segment you want to see, catch the entire marathon once it's over. It's all going to be posted up on our YouTube page shortly after the whole thing concludes. Use command !YouTube in the chat. And hit that subscribe button while you're there, just for kicks and grins.
Very cool stuff. So yeah, let me see if I've got any other like insider commentary regarding Killer7. I've been running this game for I don't know, like 2 to 3 months now. I think I started running this game like around the end of February of this. It's a small community, but it's a super duper helpful community. We saw the community in action, making sure that I didn't like blow another 3 to 5 minutes reviving Dan back in Alter Ego. So they're super attentive that you will get advice mid-run. You will get like links to clips if you need, if new tech or strats get discovered. It's just such a very cool environment. I mean, I cannot say enough like how awesome it's been to be part of the Suda 51 speed game community. This game is weird to learn, but fun to master. It is very much the kind of game that like you can learn by watching runs, like just knowing what the tech is, like knowing like, okay, you can go backwards upstairs faster. You can kind of like watch and learn this, and I like that in any sort of speed game. Sometimes tech and strats in certain games requires like paragraphs of explanation, and while that isn't necessarily different for Killer7, quite a bit of this game you can learn just by observation, and that's a pretty cool feature of it. We'd love to see more people doing it. We've got so many new resources coming out for it. It's a game to get into.
I just wanted to point out just how much time that death with Dan would have cost based on what I know of how you have to bring people back to life. Ooh.
Yeah, it's bad. So, like, bringing someone back to life, if someone happens to die and it wasn't like a deliberate death warp or something, a death that, you know, you couldn't ignore one way or another, you have to swap to Garcian, run all the way to the spot where the corpse is, pick the corpse up, mash the button a bunch of times like you were mashing for an upgrade to revive that smith. And then wherever Garcian started from, that's your new starting point. You start from Harmon's room all the way back. Like, you don't start back where you died. So it is extremely crippling. Like, your first times are going to be, like, over an hour past, you know, like, low times. But as you learn how to not die in this game, and as you, like, you know, refine your strats, refine your movement, you'll get super consistent runs. You can be like sub 220, you know, within like a month or two. And then from there, it's like getting the hyper optimizations and being in with like the real ballers, the Simnas and Adrians and people like that of the world. So yeah, it's great. And again, PC, never been a better time to run this game than PC. Like, I want to say the last time this game was featured in like a major marathon was when Nicolaria did it back at like European Speedsters Assembly. That was on GameCube, and the run was like almost an hour longer than what this run is going to be. And that's just from like load times, having to swap a disc, not having access to the same sorts of strats, etc. So, all right, here we go. We got a dude here. We have an eye to shoot. We have an unskippable cutscene here. This is big spoilers for Killer7, so shut your eyes now if you don't want to see them.
I'm staring really hard.
Right?
He's staring slightly less now.
He popped the party popper. I don't know why the sad music is happening. There's just happy jam everywhere. Garcian, you made a mess of yourself. Come on, dude.
Oh, he spilled the punch.
I know. Can you believe it? Party foul.
No,
You should be that upset, Garcian.
it can't be.
We're ashamed of
It's all a
you.
misunderstanding.
Come on, man. You had one job. Gasp. And this is the start of this credit sequence. When this credit sequence is done, we are closing the incentive.
All right, folks, last chance. Also, I love the sheer number of credit sequences you get in this game.
Yeah, right? So, I mean, there's tons of talent that got involved in this game. Like Tara Strong, you'll see. Jim Ward. Like, there's so many big names that, like, got involved with, like, voice acting. And there's Steve Bloom. Joe Lala, who, unfortunately, as I understand, has passed away. So, rest in peace, Joe Lala. He's done fantastic work. I know we skip a ton of cutscenes and a ton of voice samples in this game, but this game is so fantastic to play casually. If my content warnings, like, throughout this run were not enough, like, kind of, like, quadruple them if you ever want to play through this game casually. There's a lot of, like, heavy subject matter, but it is a very cool, cerebral, stylish game. It plays way differently as a casual run. Because you actually have access to upgrade all the smiths in every chapter instead of just one for a boss quick kill. So you can actually, like, explore their different play styles a little bit more. There's so much going on. If you get into this game, there's a whole kind of extended universe of other Suda 51 games. No More Heroes fans, if you like that game, you'll love this. It's got a bit of a, like, learning curve just to, like, kind of get around playing a shooter game differently than usual. You do have to hold the A button or X button a lot to go forward in this game. But, I mean, like, it's such a great game to learn how to speedrun. If you like streaming, it's great because, like, there's enough downtime to chat with people and, you know, have a conversation or whatever. There are enough Kess cutscenes. Like, I have multiple times, you know, ran out of my room, grabbed a drink, and came back before a Kess cutscene ended. Just kidding, not time to close the incentive yet, because we have to give credit to the people that worked on the PC port. So there's still, like, maybe another minute or so, minute and some change before we'll be closing that incentive off.
Several hours later.
Yeah, this is the one slow part of Killer7. The fun fact about this, first off, all of these credits except for the Windows credits are still in any other platform run of Killer7. So if you run it on PS2 or GameCube, you're still going to have to sit through all of this. It's still faster, even with these appended credits, to play this game on PC just because of loading times. It's that drastic of a difference moving to this platform. And, like, 2 hours and some change is, like, a comfy stream length for me. When you factor in, like, resets or anything else that you may have going on, that tends to amount to, like, a solid evening of stuff. You will get people watching you. There's lots of people that still just, like, want to see Killer7 or haven't even heard of it before. I highly encourage people to check it out. It's on Steam. It is not that expensive. It does occasionally go on sale. Yeah, I think I've kind of made some intermittent shout-outs to the rest of the community, but I'll cover the rest of that when the run itself is, like, properly done. And it is time to close the bid war.
All right, folks. Coming to the end of the bid war, Kill Japan came up with $302.74. Saving Japan came up with $350.76. We are saving Japan.
Japan gets saved. That's okay. We had some deaths. That's the appropriate response to ending this run. We will save Japan. That's okay. We're still coming in underestimate. We'll be totally fine. So, yes, it says the end, but we're not done yet, because of course we're not done yet. We do not need to make a safety save here. So we're going to Lion. This is like the post-game epilogue chapter. There are enemies in this chapter, and it is possible to die in this chapter. You get a unique game over screen if you die in this chapter, because you are dying as Garcian instead of dying as one of the other Smiths, since we don't have access to the rest of the Smith Syndicate anymore. But our mission here is to kill the final Heaven Smile. We have a showdown. We have one more that's out there, even though... Also, this is like 3 years after whatever just happened. Don't even begin to ask me questions about the timeline of events in this game, because I can guarantee you I don't have an answer. So there are smiles milling about here. It's not a huge deal, because Garcian here has like 1 billion health. We can tank them all. Every single one of them, as we're running through this section. Unfortunately, we have stairs here, and as we learned earlier, Garcian cannot back roll upstairs very quickly, so we're just going to kind of be walking up them in due time. Then we are going to be tanking another hit here. That should be the last hit we have to tank. Again, we can just ignore the rest of these smiles here and just run right through this field. Keep on plugging away. We have like a couple more stairways to go down before we're at the moment where we get to decide to save or kill. So if you've got any other last minute donations, now is the time.
We do not have any more at the moment. However, we do have a few new bid wars cropping up. I'll be going over those in a moment, because I know we're reaching the very end. Oh god, this staircase is massive.
Yeah, we are still in a dream snake eater. It's pretty bad. Alright. There we go. So we're in this last alley. We are going to be approaching Kenji Matsuoka, who is the man that will present us with the decision of saving or killing Japan. Of course, we have to run through, like, a number of corridors. There he is at the end of the hall. We walk right into a cutscene. He's going to expound a little bit on moral choices, and because we are saving Japan, we are going to let him live. And there we go. The alternative, we would have put a number of bullets into him. But there we are. We saved Japan. There is one other cutscene that is altered as a result of saving Japan rather than killing it, but it is a little bit too long for me to cover with my estimate, but that is kind of like the main one. Whether we get to watch Matsuken get obliterated or whether he politely thanks us with a cheeky dozo. So congratulations, we have saved Japan. Now we're going to chase Tingle down this hallway. There he is.
Tingle? Wait, what are we playing?
Yeah, he's just a dude in a jumpsuit. I just assume anyone that like floats around in a jumpsuit and gives advice is named Tingle. I don't know. Hey, did you like credit sequences? Because we have one more unskippable one. Don't worry. This is the last credit sequence for realsies, I promise. Time is coming up very shortly, though. It wouldn't be a Suda51 game if we didn't have, like, 3 fake-outs. At least as many fake-outs as I got bird fake-outs earlier.
I was gonna say, as many fake-outs as, say, some handsome mans.
Yeah, we have no more handsome men to deal with. The handsome men have been regrettably annihilated at our hands. This is also, fortunately, the shortest of the credit scenes, so this is going to end pretty soon.
They'll be back in Killer 8. What?
Oh gosh, let's not talk about Killer 8. Or let's. So, beating the game on normal mode does unlock an extra difficulty mode called Killer 8. You get an extra personality to work with, but pretty much everything kills you in one hit. It is extremely difficult. It took me like 2 days of streaming just to like get through it casually with as many cheesy speedrun strats as I could possibly think of. It's hard. You get a cool reward for doing that. Maybe I'll get to show that off as like a donation incentive at a future marathon, because it's like an extra game mode on top of Killer 8. But yeah, now we're 100 years later in Shanghai for some reason. We're going to be seeing something very familiar here. Get ready on time. As soon as I shoot his hand, that's going to be time. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, and time. And that's it. That is Killer 7 complete. What's our final time?
You finished with a time of 2 hours, 26 minutes, 56 seconds.
All right, not bad considering what happened in Alter Ego. That was not a clean Alter Ego at all. Everything else went pretty dang smoothly. We went right under estimate.
I mean, that's a sub 230. That was a solid run. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So yeah, I gotta give my shout outs to everyone in the Killer 7 community. Sylvaned, Simna, Adrian VG, Nick Laria, thanks for like making this a thing in general and for keeping the flame going, even so much later. I thought this community might be like a dead one because like there was so little activity, and like, oh no, once you start getting in, people are still actively developing stuff for this game. So that's super cool. Huge shout outs to Stay Spangled for, modding, helping out with the sound effect and texture mods to get PB the Cheetah and some slightly less offensive audio dialogue in here. Huge thank you to Moonblaze Wolf and the rest of the Fastest First team. This is my second marathon event. It's been a blast. The previous one was a blast. It's so invigorating to have such a cool community. Thank you, of course, to everyone watching, all the donors. I see you guys rule. I really appreciate it, especially in times like this, that you're able to still put money towards this cause. It means the world to me. I don't know if I've got anyone else that I still need to shout out. Shout out to the modding scene as well, not just Stage Boggle, but everyone else in the Killer 7 modding team. Shout out to Big Man Japan for helping us, develop and refine our strats, for analyzing the code of the game and making sure that we know what's actually going on. Shout out to the Tazing community, because that's also another place that's still got some developments going on. There's a Discord for Suda51 speedruns, as well as a Discord for the modding scene if you're interested in any of that. I'm leifotter. It's the same app to follow me on Twitter. It's the same for my Twitch if you want to catch me later. That's all that I've got to say. I've said my piece. Thank you so much for hosting me, Ian Keith. And if there's anything else you want to say, the floor is yours.
I want to say thank you so much for that incredibly entertaining, if incredibly bizarre run of Killer 7. And folks, I really hope y'all aren't going anywhere, and I hope you've got your popcorn ready and possibly your blankies and stuffed animals to hug, because we're only going to get even more intense and awesome. Coming up next, we are looking at Resident Evil 3, the remake from 2020, run by Lexideer, doing the Any Percent New Game Plus category. Looking forward to that. Stick around, folks. We're going to stay awesome.
Very good luck to Lexideer. Thank you so much to everyone. I'm going to jump off this voice channel now and look forward to the rest of the marathon. You can catch me tomorrow, actually. I will be hosting the last run of the day tomorrow, the Borderlands 2 run by Shockwave and Emerlin. And I've watched their GDQ footage, and it's wild. So I'm looking forward to seeing that run unfold live. So again, thank you so much. I will catch you all later.